What up, you guys? Empress of Duality here. For those of you that don't know, my name is Brooke. Welcome back to the channel. Excuse me, this is Trifecta readings. Yes, with my divine feminine over here. Might be on my left, not really sure. But Danny from Northern Comfort Tarot, my soul sister, and the twin flame whisperer herself. Below me, Jessica from Whispers of Grace Healing. We are so happy and excited to be here with you guys tonight, to be back reading together. We are doing mini personal readings tonight, $60 love donations. The link will be posted in the comments as well as in the description. And Danny, or Jessica, take it away.
Go ahead, Jesse. I'll let you go.
This is Jessica with Whispers of Grace Healing. Hey, Kimberly, how are you? For those of you who don't know, which I'm sure most of our tribe does know who I am by now, but I am a psychic medium. These two are a huge part of my evolution and part of my story, and I can't thank y'all enough for allowing me to work with y'all and trusting me with helping y'all along your journey. And I'm super excited to be here. So if y'all have not checked out my channel, please go check out Whispers of Grace Healing LLC. And we ready to fuck it up, y'all. Spirit's ready to get to business. I'm just saying.
Energy is feeling good. We are all connected, tapped in, tuned in, turned on. Messages are just ready to flow, you guys. Okay, so am I tripping, or do you see it on my page? Because I don't see it on my page.
Yeah, I got it up on mine.
What in the world?
Hey, Becky, how's it going?
I it on my own page.
So my name is Danny. I'm her twin flame, and my channel is Northern Comfort Tarot. I don't have my credentials up in the thing, but that's who I am. I got 25% off readings until the 21st at midnight. So I think you guys, you got a day to jump on the bandwagon. I think $100 readings are $75 right now. So I'm open and free to serve you and get you guys the messages you need from Spirit. That's me.
Hi, Brittany. Hey, Kimberly. What's up, you guys? Welcome to Trifecta readings. That was my imitation of like blowing up. Yes. Let me just go ahead and y'all saw my flowers.
Kimberly's with her husband watching.
I'm gonna post this on Facebook real quick, y'all. So excuse me. And I'm done.
I got that done.
I'm gonna message everyone in the tribe that I have on Messenger. Usually if you get Michelle, finally we got the notification. Usually if you hit up Michelle with a message, she like shoots it all out.
Tom. We gotta get Kara, Michelle. I was about to say Jessica. Jessica is here. Okay.
Jessie is here.
Just in my mind, anytime I'm live, Jessica. Instantly. Pops in my head.
The go-to.
We can connect it. I see you, girl.
Yes. Okay, hold on. Where is... There we go. I love our little trifecta. Danny's the only one that's got the background going on. I miss our lights and our setup, baby.
Oh, man, I'll tell you.
Right, for those of you that don't know, this is my OG Empress of Duality setup, y'all. With God, all things are possible. There's a girl smoking up here and an owl that says follow your dreams.
Yeah.
It's my first setup, y'all. I did this all myself.
It's a beautiful sticky. Got some beautiful stickies.
Yeah. I'm sure we're going to start off with a collective message like we normally do.
I was feeling the same thing. Should we go ahead and start pulling?
Sure. I'm down. Danny, you good?
Well, I'll do the opening. Might as well get that out of the way. If you guys want.
Yes, let's do that.
All right.
Let everyone know what we're actually here doing.
Well, what we're here doing tonight is for a $60 love donation, you can get a personal reading by all three of the Trifecta. There's the logo. Boom. All right, all three of the swimmers. And I'm telling you, usually if you're kind of like, if you've been on the fence about getting a personal reading from someone, well, you got three choices here to kind of get some more information with regards to your intuition, right?
Let's see who you resonate best with.
Yeah, and resonate best with, and then you can, whoever you feel called to, you can get the cha-ching, the big one.
Or if you're stingy and you just want to stick around for every other Friday night and get readings for us, that's cool too.
Oh man, yeah. And usually the messages that we have as it goes out into the ethers, like on our channels, they may resonate with you, and it might be messages that you need to hear. So to jump on the bandwagon here, I'm going to pop it up once again. Just got to press. There you go. You can click on the PayPal link and send the $60 love donation and get in line for the queue. There's only 5 to 6 spots usually open. It's all energy dependent, so we can call our quits early. That's all up to who comes in. So aside from that, I am going to open up the sacred space. The higher selves of me, Jesse, and my beautiful twin, Brooke, please come forward. And as you come forward, I also invite all those angels, guides, ancestors, and those that are watching, as well as their higher selves, to come to the space. And as you guys come into this space, I ask that all lower vibrations be cleared, removed, and blocked from the sacred space. With that, I invoke a white rainbow and violet light of protection, laced with silver, gold, and the eternal flame. Brooke, hit it up. There, to ensure that only messages for the highest good of those watching comes through. So be it.
So be it. Motherfuckers. What up, spirit? Let's fuck it up.
Maxing out on the audio.
That's funny, because in my head I heard you say that.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so for those of you that are just joining, this is live Trifecta readings, live personal mini readings. There's no time limit. We channel messages, divine guidance from spirit, whatever needs to come out. Jessica usually focuses on the 3D aspects going on with your current person or situation. Danny tends to focus on the headspace, and I focus on the heart space. However, things can switch up and change. If we are guided to pull something else pertaining to your specific question, we do that as well. And also right now we are going to start off with a collective message and see what we got going on. I'm going to do the heart space. Like I said, Jess is 3D and Danny is the headspace. Hey Michelle, what's up, beautiful? My beautiful and loving soul tribe. I love you guys. Thank y'all for being here with us. We honor you guys so much for showing up for yourselves and for us. Y'all bring so much love and abundance into our lives. We see you, we hear you, we feel you, we love you so much. And our intention is always to guide you guys back to the unconditional love that you are, to bring messages of healing, love, and the utmost fucking clarity. All right.
Yummy. Hey, Lou, what's up, brother?
Here you are.
Spirit coming out from people.
Hey, Jen. Hey, Christina, Galena.
Oh, shit.
Michelle.
Oh my God. Hey Luke. Hey Christina G. What up, y'all?
Jessica, I don't know if you've met Luke yet, but you're going to love him.
Yeah. I've read for him
so much. I know you.
Amazing soul. I love that. He's great. And I told him, I was like, be more active within our chats. Like, they will love you.
Yeah. Dude,
come into our tribe.
last time they were blowing his shit up. I looked down at the chat for a second and all I saw was Lou and Heart, like 5 different people. Current energy. Current energy for the collective is passion, and I'm feeling energy is you guys really becoming aware to what you are manifesting. How do we manifest? We think and we feel. So becoming aware of the thoughts that you are thinking, becoming aware of the emotions that you are feeling on a day-to-day basis, and tapping into higher perspectives, keeping an open mind for the divine to guide you deeper and deeper into the truth. Because even when we get into a knowing of something, right? Even when we start to tap into our mission, our purpose, feel good energy, there's always a deeper truth, okay? So one tool that I have learned to embrace in my journey is even when I get to the knowing of something and the awareness of something and it resonates so deeply for me, I always leave the door open for a higher perspective and for Garrett spirit. It's weird. I almost said Garrett spirit. I don't know. But I always leave the door open. I don't know who Garrett is, but what up, Garrett? But anyways, always leave the door open for spirits and our higher selves, my twin, my soul tribe, to guide me deeper and deeper into the truth, okay? And what I'm getting is you guys are tapping into that. I am feeling like there is a lot of feel-good energy going around, so it's making it even easier for you guys to tap into unconditional love, into the truth, into passion, into clarity, okay? Experiencing every moment with joy and bliss, because even when we are experiencing something, it is our perception of what we are experiencing that makes it true, that makes it what it is for us, right? We create our reality through how we think and feel and how we perceive ourselves and others. So even if me, Jessica, and Danny are all sitting together and we're watching a movie, we're all going to have a different experience of that movie based on how we think and feel and perceive that movie. So Spirit is just asking the collective right now, asking us to really check ourselves on how we are perceiving our current situations, and if there is any limiting energies, any doubt, any fear, any anxiety, anything coming up that is not in alignment with what makes you feel good, they're asking you to either leave the door open for a higher perspective or choose a higher perspective that feels good to you. And another tool is anytime, any and every single time, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, every single time we are feeling an emotion that does not make us feel good, somewhere within our manifestation process, how we think and feel and perceive, somewhere within that is out of alignment with our truth. So that's another thing to just simply set the intention for, is becoming aware of what and how we are perceiving certain situations and ourselves, so that we can choose to experience and to manifest what it is we actually desire. And I'm also getting real quick, I've only got one card so far for the current energy, but I'm also getting real quick that it is a great time to tap into relationship commitment energy, okay? So a lot of you are calling in your soulmates, you're calling in your twin flame, okay? And they're asking you and you're asking yourself to be in the energy to receive. How do we get in the energy to receive? We simply step back and go into awareness and observation rather than constantly reacting to the things that are happening to us, constantly reacting to old wounds, old heartbreak, old limiting thought patterns and self-belief systems, okay? And go into like a childlike energy. And because children don't give a shit what anyone thinks or perceives of them, they only perceive fun and love and joy. And if a relationship is something that you want, it's in recognizing when, if this is what I want, then how come when I picture myself in a relationship or I label myself as being in separation from my twin, something that doesn't make me feel good, right? So they're asking you to just become aware of, if you want a relationship, then anything that makes you feel lack or regret or remorse or triggers you, they're asking you to go into those triggers, because they are signs and clues and answers from the universe on how to fine-tune your vibration, your thoughts, and your emotions, and to be in the energy to receive these commitments that are coming in for you, okay? And a lot of that may have to do with healing family issues. I know that's been coming up a lot for the collective and for myself personally. Next, I'll pull some more cards.
You can go, Jesse. I kind of.
Ready to come through now. One card. Spirit said, "What the fuck is up?"
Ready.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So everything that Brooke just said makes so much sense with what just came through on a 3D level. And listen, I know that everyone that is on a twin flame journey goes through this dynamic of one being the pursuer and one being the one to retreat, right? And the dynamic is always there. And listen, it goes back and forth. The longer you're on your journey, you will see that there's always this ebb and flow between the two of you. On the bottom of the deck, we have the unrequited love coming out. And it's this cat and mouse game that comes out with what I'm seeing going on here. It's like you already know, and again, this is a general message, but for the majority of people that I'm picking up on, you already have your eyes set on someone that you have this undeniable pull to. You know you're meant to be in this person's life somehow, some way. Now, it's also important for us to release the attachment to how, when, why is all of this happening, because there's always a bigger purpose. Okay, a lot of us have to go through releasing ourselves, and this is why for those of us that are still in physical separation, and I have to clarify that physical separation, because when you're on the twin journey, listen, you are not disconnected by any means. They're just as much with you in a even more in a spiritual sense, and that's why the separation is so important, so you can learn to really hone in on the connection that you really have, that's not limited by the 3D experience, right? So you might get caught up in this whole cat and mouse game where it's like, but I want you and I want you now, but the other person is scared to let you in or to express their feelings. Now, obviously, this cat and mouse dynamic isn't very healthy, right? So the divine feminine typically has to go through this period of surrender and release and giving it up to God, spirit, higher power, whatever your belief system is, and trusting in the process. Relax, guys, because there's so much work that needs to be done when it comes to the dynamic of why we are chasing someone that is not ready to put the effort into the dynamic on a 3D level. But then we go into the whys, right? And this is something that's been coming up a lot in my readings. Why is this happening? Why are they acting this way? Why won't they tell me how they're really feeling? Because deep down, your soul already knows that you have a deeper connection than what they're letting on, right? Again, it's about perception. And your fears are perceiving the 3D experience as, well, they're telling me that they don't, and again, I don't feel like a lot of the people who are on twin flame journey, the divine masculine doesn't ever really say, I don't love you, I don't want you. They just kind of leave it open-ended. I'm not really sure what I want, but I'm not sure if I'm ready for it, right? that's really how it goes. So, when it comes to this cat and mouse game, it's really important for the divine feminine to just kind of disconnect, but in a sense of connecting more with self. This is a really important time for the divine feminine to look at the aspects where you feel restrained, constricted, where you feel bound to certain things or belief systems that are keeping, like Brooke said, that that storyline of not being heard, not being wanted, not being loved, or good enough, or any of these things that create an unhealthy dynamic within your relationships of any kind, right? So if you have someone in your life that has hurt you, whether it be abandonment issues from your parents, or a lot of us as empaths might have been too much for our parents, and it's a better of, don't be seen or heard, just be in your place, don't make a fuss, calm it down, bring it down a few notches. And so we end up like retreating into ourselves to the point where we're scared to really be seen. And I feel like this is a lot of what's going on with the divine masculine as well, because the divine masculine goes through this period of in their life of where they have to be strong and they have to be resilient and they can't show emotion and all these things that it's like none of us really got to be ourselves.
Yep.
Right? Our parents and the family dynamics have projected a lot of their own pain and suffering onto us that have created a lot of mistrust and a lot of unhealthy dynamics when it comes to not only giving but receiving love.
Yes.
And this is kind of where it's coming into play. So understand that if any of this sounds familiar to you and you are truly on a twin journey, right, and only like there's a difference. I know a lot of us end up going through, the initial obsession, especially as a divine feminine. We're like, who is this person? Why can't I get them off my mind? Why am I thinking about them constantly? Even if you're someone that's used to cutting people off with a quickness, right? But you can't seem to let go. And all you want to know is what they're doing, why aren't they coming forward, and all that kind of stuff. But a true divine feminine usually comes out of this and accepts the relationship and the connection for what it is and starts working on themselves. They step into mission, they step into purpose, right? So that's what Spirit's wanting you to focus on. How are you being of service to yourself and to the collective, right? What is your purpose? What is your mission? And this is why the separation is here. Once you understand, and it's really important for the divine feminine to ground themselves at this time and love without condition, know where you belong. It is so important for you to know that you belong to self, to source, to tribe, to mission, to purpose. Okay? And you need to keep an open mind to when it comes to reconciliation. Does that mean that it's going to happen on your terms and your time? Absolutely not, because that's not how Spirit works. It comes in when you least expect it. But when you are focused on something that can and will work for you because you're moving into alignment, right? That's when everything starts to fall in place. But if you focus too much on something that is not working, as them running from you or them being, the mouse and you're trying to catch them, that's when it becomes really unhealthy. Yep. Remember, all great love is worth being patient for. This card says worth waiting for, but I believe there's a huge difference between being patient and waiting. What is it that you said, Brooke? Waiting is limiting, and patience is liberating, or whatever.
Empowering, yeah.
Empowering. So when you come into this place of just being patient and knowing that you are doing everything you can to better your life, better yourself, and better your mission, you know that no matter what, when you love on yourself so fucking hard, y'all, that the great love that is worth waiting for, being patient for, will come into alignment with you because you are in alignment with self. Okay?
Yeah. Beautiful.
So it's time to start celebrating your life and seeing all the wonderful, joyous things that Spirit has to offer you. Understand that you are in manifesting mode. So, what are you trying to manifest? You are trying to manifest someone that can show up for you, someone that can be there and support you and love you just as much as you're loving and supporting yourself, right? And supporting your friends and your family. How are you showing up in your life? That is what you are going to attract, right? So when it comes to the energy that you want to embody in order to attract this kind of love interest or that life partner that you're looking for, the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups, have confidence, have tenacity. Feel that fire burn through your veins. Use your psychic abilities, use your intuition, and feel that confidence just lift you up. You know, I say shoulders back and tits out. Hold your head high. You know what I'm saying? You fucking got this. Okay? But first, you got to open your heart. You got to be open with yourself about what you are feeling, even when it comes to the things that might feel discomforting through this separation. Because until you look at your pain, you're not going to fully embrace the bliss. Okay? So, what message does your divine masculine have for you today, divine feminine? You are inspiring him. Okay. By taking on this energy, you inspire that divine masculine to do the same thing and realize their worth. They have wanted to reach out, but they can't quite hit that send button yet. And it's because there are certain things that need to be in alignment, because they need to clean up their life. Okay. And they don't want to drag you in it. That's why they can't hit that send button. That's why they can't reply to you, because they don't feel that they are worthy enough to have such a beautiful, loving and supportive person as you in their life when they feel like their life is a fucking mess. Okay? Trust me, there's a reason why we are not there through all of the dark night of the soul, and that is exactly what they're going through at this time. They wonder if you can even forgive them for everything that they have done and everything that they have made you feel because of the pain that they have projected onto you. Yep. So understand that and listen, be open to reconciliation, but please move on with your life. Find your mission, find your purpose, and do the damn thing because you're worth it. Okay?
Yes.
Bam. Danny?
There's one thing I want to mention real quick. We think that we're so open to a relationship, to commitment, to love, but a lot of the times, you know, when our twin or when we have a person that is, like, say you've dated 3 people in your life and every time commitment issues has been the source of y'all breaking up. So at some point there has to be a level of awareness and acceptance and responsibility for the fact that we are the ones that are creating our lives. We're the only ones that are manifesting these relationships, okay? So a message that I've got a lot lately is taking responsibility and owning the authority and the power that we hold over our lives and our experience, right? So a lot of the times we think that we are so open to the connections that are destined for us, when in reality, you know, for one, being aware of what you have experienced in your past, because there's clues and answers all within the pain, right? You are not your pain, but your pain is a great fucking teacher, and a great guide to your truth and to unconditional love. But we think that we're in the energy to receive these destined opportunities in relationships when really, you know, we kind of have to take responsibility for the fact that we're not always as open and as willing to love and to let others love us as we may think we are. Okay, so Spirit's just, I'm just reminding, you know, to have awareness over For one, your past wounds and what they are trying to tell you, everything happened for you, not to you. You were never a victim. And then to step into your authority, into your power, and to choose to be receptive, to be open, especially if calling in your soulmate or your twin flame is what you truly want, okay? Baby.
All right. So I got this message that's laid before me, and all the cards are in reverse. All the cards are in reverse except the world card, the cornerstone stone of the reading. I got two messages here. One sure is what the Divine Masculine is working on, which is the race for the new world and the new world message. So it kind of coincides that this is for everyone. We have Divine Masculine within us, but also it's kind of what they're working through at the same time. Nine of Wands in reverse, Wheel of Fortune. I just won't say reverse. Okay, I'll just say the cards because they're all in reverse. Even the bottom of the deck, except the world.
By the way, if you're new to tarot, I know some of you are new to, the spiritual journey into tarot. Just because a card is in reverse does not make it a bad thing, does not make it a negative energy, okay?
No, some in reverse are...
It just simply implies that it has a different meaning.
So some in reverse are absolutely the best thing that they could be, right? Eight of Wands in reverse, like that, or the Nine of Wands in reverse is, releasing boundaries, having the ability to become vulnerable after so many people have hurt you, right? And then you've had those in place in order to serve a purpose to protect. This card here, it's the After Tarot that I'm using. This individual has invited someone in to his space, though that person that is willing to fight for them, and be that saving grace in a time where your back has always been against the wall, and it's time to press play on your new life, on the new life that you want to live in this new world coming up. So that's before you, right? So Wheel of Fortune, the Queen of Swords, is allowing destiny to take place, allowing for those things that of fortune to come into your life as you release those walls that you've built up, just allowing for these to come forward as you have, gain insight on those people, places, things that do no longer serve you anymore, right? Ace of Wands, King of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles is that, those that don't bring passion into your life, those that don't decide to, put down their sword, and they're always seeming to be an abrasive force towards you, that just like won't give up this fucking ghost that's been haunting both of you for so long. That's where with the Six of Pentacles in reverse, it's like, instead of giving your energy out, instead of allowing this imbalance of like give, but never being able to receive from these individuals, it's time to let go. Even at this time of the holiday season, if those people are not serving your higher good, or at least a good, for any reason in your life, there's no longer a reason to hold on to them. And the message across many readers as of late is like, what you need to let go of, what's your fucking boat anchor around your neck, even though you may love till your heart's like bursting, you need to release that energy. You need to release those people, wish them well, thank them for... You don't necessarily have to thank them in the 3D, but thank them in your bedroom for, coming to into your life to show you that, there are some people that you hold close and dear to yourself that need to be released in order for you to ascend to the next, right? So with that, what's what they're trying to say is these things, these people, these places, these things in your life are keeping you from great abundance. You've got both tens, the 10 of cups and the 10 of pentacles in reverse. Those are the twoest high vibrating cards in the lower arcana, right? And they're in reverse as well. That's keeping you. All this lower vibrational energy is not served in this new world. It's keeping you from reaching this new world. It's keeping you from reaching the abundance and love and prosperity and, you know, happiness in your home. So those energies no longer serve you. All right. And as you rise up in unconditional love. This is what you gain on the other side. You have the choice, right? You have the two of cups. It's all of love, and then the chariot. You know what I mean? Once you release those people that are holding you back from abundance, the King of Pentacles in reverse, look at what you got awaiting on the other side.
And could also just be releasing old, unserving thought patterns, old, unserving views and perceptions of yourself, and releasing yourself from being the victim to this is what happened to me, and this is who I am, and this is what people expect from me, but what makes you feel good? And Danny pulled up the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. Okay, for one, both of those are 10s, so that's completion. And one thing I always like to say is even if a card is in the reverse, it's shown up for a reason. And what that's implying is that energy is here. You're already doing it. You're already manifesting abundance and materialistically and abundance from within, as above, so below. You're integrating new and loving, unconditional energy for yourself, right? And that's all going to be reflected back to you. So with it showing itself up in the reading, that is saying, you know, all of this is here. You're already in it. It's all around you. But it's really important for us to be in the energy to receive it, to see it. Because Danny is my twin flame. And he was in front of me for months, y'all, and I never even knew and recognized. I couldn't see my twin flame. I couldn't see myself, right? So it's just a reminder that not everything is always as it seems. Your pain is not always as it seems. And to always choose a higher perspective that makes you feel good. And Spirit just really wants me to make it clear that all of this is already around you. You're already doing it. You're already manifesting and creating great things in your life, materialistically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. Okay, so it's just aligning and integrating and really just processing everything that is not serving you, doing inventory on everything, any energy, any thoughts, any emotions, any experience and circumstances and people, places, and things that aren't serving you, and aligning your life with the path that you are actually on, with your purpose and with mission and with unconditional love, right?
The final card pulled was notice the signs. Yes, the signs you've been receiving are heaven sent. We drop feathers, coins, and other signs upon your path to remind you that you're loved and never alone. So, especially during the holidays, those of you that think that because you spend it alone means that you're truly alone, not at all. Your angels and ancestors and all those that love you from this side and that side, their spirits are with you in the room always. So, never.
Were you finished, babe?
I am. I'm good.
So I only had one card earlier when I was channeling, so I went ahead and pulled a couple more. So, and one message that Spirit would like me to reiterate is the fact that you're already doing it. You're already stepping into new and satisfying and powerful, abundant energy, okay? So it's in recognizing, sometimes we get stuck on paying attention to the things that don't make us feel good, to being a victim, to fucked up stories that we've told ourselves for so long and accepted as a part of who we are. But let me tell you something. If a way that you're perceiving yourself, a way that you're thinking about yourself doesn't make you feel good, it's not the truth. okay? Because you are unconditional love. You are limitless potential of energy, of abundance, okay? Of prosperity, of relationships. And it is the time, y'all. Spirit is making it very clear to me. It is the time for us to step up and take what we deserve. Take what is ours, what is destined and meant for us. Destiny is calling, okay? And it is the time for us to finally receive the soul tribe, our soul family in our lives. It's time for us to call in our soulmates and accept our soulmates, accept ourselves. It always starts with ourselves, right? Anything that we experience on the outside is a reflection of the energy that we are experiencing on the inside. As above, so below, so within, so without, okay? But justice is in the air, okay? It's all around us. The justice that we seek, any regret that we feel, any wounds, any heartbreak, justice over those fucked up things that have happened to you, that have happened to us. Spirit is offering us justice in those situations. Spirit is offering us love and a path that is fulfilling. So influence and energy, what I lie to y'all, is calling in your soulmate, okay? So it is a great time, y'all. It is the time to call in your soulmates, your soul family, your twin flames, and the binding energy to our current person is give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. And one message that I've said over and over on my channel is the relationship that we have with ourselves, it directly dictates the relationship that we have with others, okay? So how are you really, what is the relationship truly like with yourselves? How do you treat yourself? Are you really good to yourself? Do you judge yourself? Do you label yourself as anything other than unconditional love and pure potential for manifesting abundance in your life? Do you feel worthy of relationships, of fulfilling connections, right? So underneath the collective's current energy, I got the Knight of Swords, okay? So what I'm feeling off this Knight of Swords with this Passion card here, it's turning away still from the truth. The swords represent the mind space, okay? And a knight, he's not a king, right? He's not the emperor. So it's in leaving the door open and keeping an open mind that we might not want what we think we want, okay? So we might think we want a certain person to be a certain way, to, if you're 25, date an 18-year-old, or if you're a male and you've always dated females, to date a female, but Spirit is asking you to leave the door open, so you might not want what you thought you wanted at one point, okay? So things have changed. You have changed. Death and rebirth, right? Scorpio season's over with. You have stepped into a completely different energy. Therefore, what you thought you wanted might not be what you want for the future, okay? And with the Knight of Swords being here, the Knight can be, for one, a little rash, a little quick to judge, okay, a little quick to label people, places, and experiences. And the Knight can also be a little immature, okay? So with the Empress being here, again, I'm just getting the same message of what the Empress talks about: birth and creation and creating, fulfilling things outside of us. And the Empress is also very connected with herself, with others, with with spirit, with the earth, right? She's very connected. She's very aware. She knows what she wants. But with it being in the reverse, with this Knight of Swords being here, it's, you're not seeing your manifestation, or you're not seeing the relationship that you want manifest for you, because you're manifesting what you think you want and not what your soul is desiring, okay? And with that being said, the card that I got over that is Answer the Call. What is your soul calling you to do? Not what do you think you want. What do you feel that you want? What persisting emotions keep coming up? For the influence and energy, calling in your soulmate, your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. And With that, I got the Three of Pentacles with the Four of Cups in the reverse. So you see this? He sees, cups represent emotions. He sees this new path that is going to be so emotionally fulfilling, so abundant, so full, right? But with it being in the reverse is it's right in front of you, but you can't see it. You're already doing it, right? Your soul tribe and your twin flame and your soulmate and this destined relationship and opportunity is already there. You're already doing it. See him doing the work here? He's already doing the work, okay? So they're also asking you to acknowledge yourself. What relationship do you have with yourself? Are you acknowledging yourself so that you can acknowledge the things that are right in front of you? And then clarifying that, we got Warrior Woman. Have you answered your deepest calling with a sword again? Okay, so her vision is split. So it's like on one side, your ego wants this, and then on the other side, your soul is calling you to do something else. So they're really asking us to do inventory, to fine tune our thoughts and our emotions and even our actions, our perceptions, right? To look a little deeper into our subconscious and to, for one, start to take responsibility of what we've been experiencing, start to take responsibility of the mask we have been wearing with ourselves, and to start to find that awareness and responsibility for the things that have happened in our lives, the people and relationships that we've experienced, because there are so many answers in those experiences. It's never happening to you, it's happening for you. Instead of why is this happening, go into what is this trying to tell me? What am I trying to tell myself? Okay, we drop ourselves messages all the time. So if you're hearing the same things from everybody you seem to come in contact with, that is you trying to tell yourself something. If everywhere you go someone is triggering you, what are they actually triggering? So it's a time of looking at our core, looking into our soul, looking into the truth, okay? And they're just drawing me to this mask here with the Three of Cups. So any third party energies that, let's say you are a twin flame in separation and your divine masculine is in a relationship with someone else. So to you, there's no justice being served. It's not balanced. It's not fair. There's nothing that you can do right now. It's just y'all are just in separation and you're just got to do your work. And like, sure, yes, you do have to do your work, or however you want to talk to yourself about that. Because to me, when I say I need to do work, that's not empowering to me. That doesn't make me feel good. Okay, so I like to have a different conversation with myself rather than I want to have fun. Right? I want to play. I want to grow. I want to evolve. I want to build a relationship with myself and other people. But with the mask being there, if you are in like a separation or you're telling yourself a story that completely makes you feel like you have no control over when this relationship is coming, how to step into this relationship, they're asking you to look past the illusion and past the confusion and to see the truth, okay? Just because you are experiencing something does not make it your experience. Just because you are experiencing a physical separation from your twin does not mean you are separated, okay? So any stories that you're telling yourself for why this isn't going to come together, why this isn't working, and why you have no power in this certain situation or circumstance, they're wanting you to release that and see things from a higher perspective so that they can bring you justice, the truth, so that your energy can be balanced, okay? And the very last card is transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. Okay, and you see this girl? She's got a staff in her hand. She's got her hand out. She's manifesting, y'all. She's the motherfucking Empress right here, right? And the Empress doesn't even have to do anything to call her soulmate and to call in unconditional love and fulfilling relationships. She is unconditional love. Therefore, that is what she receives. She is abundance. So that is what she receives, right? So it's in knowing who you are, being kind to yourself. You got to be nice to yourself, y'all. Looking into your subconscious with the moon being there and shining a light on anything that does not make you feel good, and seeing the truth and owning your fucking power. See, she's grounded as well. She's connected with herself and the things around her. She has conversations with people and lets herself be vulnerable, because we don't realize just how much we're limiting ourselves by the story we're telling ourselves until we start to speak that story out loud. And then we hear just how fucked up or out of alignment the story that we're telling ourselves is. But we have to take that step to be vulnerable, to take the mask off and have those heart to heart conversations. Okay? And also to speak things into reality, speak things into existence. That's a part of manifestation as well, is just speech, right? All right. And I think that is good for me, you guys. Hope y'all enjoyed the collective messages. We just fucking, God damn, that was intense.
Like, I do. Their spirit's on freaking fire tonight. So
yeah, I know. I told them
couple
reading spirit is flowing strong tonight, y'all.
Hey, Christina G. So just a couple things with everything that we have talked about already tonight. You know, one of the first things that I've learned is the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, right? So we talk about what we focus on is, you know, what we're manifesting, right? So if we are focusing on what is not working and we're constantly putting our time and our energy on what is going wrong in our lives or what is not happening in our favor, we are taking our precious energy and our abundance away from things that, you know, need our time, need our focus, right? So if you're focusing on anyone, and I mean, listen, karmic things can be, you know, when we say karmic partners or karmic situations, it can be a belief system, it can be a parent, it can be the relationship you have with yourself. So much of it are things that we have picked up on from previous lifetimes or from, you know, even picking up karma from other people, right? Like the belief patterns and systems that we've created and accepted as our truth. But if you feel like you are going crazy and you are stuck in a rut because you're focusing too much on things that are not going right, I want you to shift your focus and go towards something, you know, it's either going inside of self or getting completely outside of yourself, being completely selfless. And that's not focusing, okay, another big lesson. You can't help those who don't want to be helped. As an empath, as a sensitive, as a healer, right? If you put too much time and focus on trying to save one person who does not want to be saved, you could help 10 others who want to have your advice, have your guidance, have your support. And that's why we're saying love comes in so many different forms. So if you're focusing so much on a soulmate, twin flame, whatever the case may be, and all you want is this person to love you, to see you, to hear you, but yet they're just not there yet. It doesn't mean that they don't care about you, that they don't see you, or they don't appreciate the way that you're showing up. It's just they don't have the necessary tools to be able to show up for you the way that they need to. Let me make that clear. Okay? But instead of putting all of your time and your energy on that one single thing, see what else in your environment that needs your help, that needs your focus, can be a priority for you, that can help lift your vibration, that can help lift someone else's spirit or give them hope, give them inspiration, right? Another few things that I've learned this week, you know, don't choke down your emotions or things that you know you need to talk about because you're scared of how the conversation's going to go. Now, if you were in separation and your divine masculine has, you know, blocked you and cut off communication, you have to respect that, guys. Don't keep pushing. You know, it's one thing if you reach out, and I mean, if you're guided to, okay? Not out of fear or whatever the case may be, but you don't want to keep pushing them. They have made a clear boundary that they can't be a part of right now, right? Let them come to you. But my whole thing is like, when the conversation is meant to happen, it will. And I promise you, like, the conversation I knew needed to happen presented itself to me. And it helped heal years of trauma for me, okay? Now, a few things that I've learned just from this one single conversation, which I'm going to share some beautiful analogies with you. And this is why we're saying, take a look at the things that you need to heal, because we all have stuff that we're holding on to. We all have baggage. We all have belief systems, and it's very much like Brooke said. We think we're open to love, but so many of us are really scared of it too. Like, what if someone actually showed up completely different than what we've ever experienced or even expected? This is why we need to release expectation, because what we think we want might not be what's actually best for us.
Yes.
So let Spirit provide for you and have utmost faith that they will provide the best experience for you, right? So a few things that I learned from this conversation, he said, I have so much baggage that I'm carrying, and it gets so heavy, and each trialing and like burden that I'm carrying is like a stone in itself. And he goes, and I can't drop it all on my own. I can't drop it all at once. The only thing that I know I can do is to take each stone out at a time, look at it, be gentle with it, and then leave it where it needs to be left, right? And the beautiful thing about that we were able to take that stone out of his backpack, of his baggage, and be able to look at it gently together with discernment, and be able to like transpire these past events that were hard for both of us, but we were able to shed light and love and understanding and compassion on this thing that had been weighing both of us down for so long. And it was such a beautiful way that he expressed himself that I've never heard in my life. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So when we say, look at your baggage, look at the things that are holding you down, that are weighing you down, it doesn't mean that you have to go through this huge experience where you have to go into a deep depression, or you have all these things. Whatever you feel, if you were angry, feel angry. If you're sad, feel sad. Like, you have to be like, I don't want to say be comfortable, but
Passionate.
be aware of emotions, right? It's okay to feel these things. And when you can look at them gently and say, but I see you, because how many of us have not feel seen or heard? Our baggage, our trauma wants to be seen and heard too, because most of it comes from that child, that vulnerable child
That
that
is
is
such an
wounded.
important message.
Right? So if you can take that one stone at a time and say, I see you, I'm processing you, let me soothe you, and we are going to leave you behind because you don't serve my story anymore, and we're going to come up with a new narrative. We're going to come up with a solution, right? And move forward. And each time you process that stone, your baggage gets lighter and lighter, right? Another thing he said was, life like, going to carpentry, okay, because very masculine mindset. He's like, life is like a piece of wood. When you're building your foundation, right, you see this wood that's creating the stability for you. But what if there's a gouge in it? You want to smooth it out. And that gouge is your trauma, is your pain. Okay, that marks up your story, marks up your path, marks up your foundation. And you go and you try to sand it out, and each layer you're taking these layers off of that pain and that wound, and you're carving it out and smoothing it into a nice smooth piece of your transition, right, into your storyline. But it's not until you look down at the ground and you realize just how many layers you had to take off of yourself to remove that burden, to remove that blemish, right? And I was like, I have never heard this man go into such deep analogies about pain, and to go into this understanding of self, this activation, healing, and allowing both of us to come together, which I wasn't even sure how that conversation was going to go, or how it was going to transpire, or if we would even be able to get through it without, an argument, because that's how I'm used to. But again, I had to change my mind frame and say, no, we're going to get through this. This is what I want. This is what I need to change for us to have a healthier relationship. I need to be able to speak my truth and let this person know how I feel about this situation and how I want our relationship to evolve together, right? Because I want a relationship. I want connection, and I want the stability with this person. I need that, right? But until we had that conversation and laid down those burdens, we wouldn't have been able to move forward. It would have still been weighing us down, and I knew we needed to let it go before the new year. But what does Spirit do? They bring it right into my lap, and we were both able to get through it together. So, with that being said, the card that I pulled to tie all of this in together was Malshan, the Princess of Mercy. Giving is receiving. The energy of the universe is merciful.
Yes.
So I'm just going to read this real quick. The
what?
author articulates the process of empathy so clearly when she writes, empathy is the most mysterious transaction that the human soul can have, and it's accessible to all of us. But we have to give ourselves the opportunity to identify, to plunge ourselves in a story where we see the world from the bottom up or through another's eyes or heart. Empathy is mercy's twin sister. When we can feel into reality of someone else's suffering, we open up to the possibility of mercy. Mercy comes from the old Extran merc, which means exchange. Mercy is the embodiment of compassion. It can feel easy or even natural to have compassion for people who have never harmed us personally. But mercy is having compassion for someone who has. Mercy requires that we give something of ourselves, which is symbolized by Mao Shen, giving our eyes and arms to the king. It can feel like a great sacrifice to be so giving towards someone who has given us nothing but suffering. Here's where the magic comes in. The law of the universe is merciful. The more we give, the more we receive. When the king realized the profound act of mercy his daughter bestowed upon him, Mao Shen transformed into her true manifestation as a 1,000-armed Kuan Yin. Mao Shen is the reminder that giving is the true receiving. When we refuse to release anger to someone, we're blocking the flow of the universe within us. We are not harming the person who harmed us by remaining angry. We are keeping ourselves from receiving the love and the light that is already ours.
Yep. Forgiveness is for yourself, not for other people. Do you know what heartbreak is, y'all? Or do you know what cancer is? It is the manifestation of never forgiving yourself. and or others. That is literally what Cancer is. It's the manifestation of like tapped self-love. It's never choosing to love yourself and forgive yourself and to look at your pain and see it as your beauty and your strength. That is one of the best lessons I ever learned, was taking all the shit that I thought was my weakness that made me a bad person and looking at it and saying, you're fucking beautiful. Like, you're so strong. Look at everything that you've gone through. Look at all the pain that you've suffered from, and you still choose love. Like, that is amazing. When we go through stuff and we look at our pain with compassion and empathy and we choose to love it, something happens, y'all. It's the birthing of unconditional love. And just like with the twin flame journey, it's balancing the good with the bad, the light with the dark, because it is all the birthing of unconditional love. Perfect union is nurturing and loving the parts of yourself that you've told yourself weren't good enough, the pain, and it's being vulnerable to look at it and to allow someone else to see it. Because we can look at our shit all day, but allowing someone else to see our shit is a whole different story. It's a whole nother space. And something just happens when we allow ourselves to do that, when we accept ourselves enough to allow someone else to see that side of us. And we do have 2 readings. We got Lou. Yay, Jessica, you get to read for Lou. And we got Christina.
Lou, if you want to pop in your question.
Jessica, thank you for all those beautiful fucking messages. I can just feel spirit, just flowing right out of you. I don't know if y'all can feel that, but the energy in here is just perfect, y'all. And I'm so glad that we can create such a safe and loving environment and space for not only myself and my tribe, but for all of you guys. Because even if you're not getting a reading, we're all activating each other. We're all sending each other unconditional love. We're pushing each other to the path that we truly fucking desire. Even when it seems like nothing's happening, so much is happening on a spiritual and energetic level. So, are y'all ready for the first question?
Yeah, Lou, if you can pop up that question, it'd be super cool.
I'm about to tell you what it is.
Oh, right on.
So his question is, well, I took a picture of it and then I X'd off of it.
Just wondering what message Spirit has for me the remainder of 2019.
Messages of the highest good only, please. Messages to push Lou to the path that he truly fucking desires. Messages of love, healing, and the utmost clarity, please, for 2019.
Well, I've got passionate new beginnings for you, Lou, and these new beginnings have started already. They're currently in play. That you should be ecstatic to celebrate and to feel free to be joyous and grateful for these things coming into your life, because it's given you a clear path on how to move forward instead of leaving you in balance. So that's the Ace of Wands, the 3 of Cups, and the 2 of Pentacles. In your current energy, it's like wishes fulfilled to you. The 9 of Cups is here with the 2 of Swords, leaving you at a time to make a decision on, with the Empress in reverse, on what truly serves you and what does not. What vibration are you moving towards, and what vibrations are moving towards you? And vice versa. Like, you're moving away from, they're moving away from you, and seeing that the balance within all those energies, right? And with regards to the mind space, it's really been allowing you to clear your mind, that you're truly not alone. At the base of the deck, the 9 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles, and that you have soul family here that has arrived into your life, and you know this because deep down inside, you're just lit, right? You've got the 6 of Cups as well as the High Priestess at the bottom of the deck too, kind of capping that off. So this is what's instilled with you, kind of a new sense of life, you know.
Yes, I got that message too.
These people that you're surrounding you with uh, are unlike any other. You've got the Four of Cups. You've been kind of holding off, right? Or with regards to letting people in, maybe. This is also in the future endeavors kind of space. So I'm not saying that maybe you were holding people off, but maybe you were holding back from movement forward in your life prior to this passionate new beginning. But now that you've opened up to this whole new world, right? There's so much abundance when with the Ten of Pentacles here. There's so much happiness and abundance, and like the Ten of Pentacles is like happy home, happy life, abundance, not only love but prosperity. And then with the Queen of Cups at the cornerstone of the reading, it's not being you now having the ability to be in an emotional state where you can be free to let loose what's inside your cup. You know, take the lid off and share it with everyone else out there. There is no more, you know, feeling of alone, or all those things have been shed, Lou. And I absolutely love you, dude, and I'm glad that you're a part of this family, this tribe, the soul family. And by becoming, right, by extending your gratitude outwards in the comments, and with the new people that you're meeting here, and joining them on Facebook, and starting new connections, right? Those startings of the new relationships in your life has brought in a totally different perspective on really the new life that you're entering into as you kind of set it beside the life that you're leaving, right? So with that, the abundance is the Hermit card, like clarifying the abundance. The Ten of Pentacles is the Hermit card. It's like coming out of your shell now that you've finally kind of like seen the light. And look what's under the Queen of Pentacles, or the Queen of Cups. The Four of Wands, dude. The Four of Wands is the 1111 card, Twin Flame Soulmate card, but it's the foundation, building the foundation towards union within, right? That happiness within that is destined to call in a soulmate. Oh shit, and then the sun popped out. The sun's shining on you, Lou, and I think it's super cool that with the Knight of Cups too, right? Like love offers coming into you, and it's super cool that even it doesn't matter what age you're at, when you finally make the connection to spirit again, and you finally get into that energy of like being home with the people that you surround yourself with, allowing yourself to be open and vulnerable, and share the beautiful stories in all that you may seem to perceive as bad at one time, were truly blessings that brought you to this point in life, you know, and it's to be celebrated. So really, as far as advice goes, I don't really have advice for you. Keep up the good work. I'll pull you a card with regards to what the angels want to tell you at this time, but dude, yeah, fresh air. What I'm pulling off of this card is like, take a deep breath, man. You've come a long way in your journey, and your body needs to, you need to allow yourself to breathe, you know, and pat yourself on the back for all the energy and all the work that you've gone through to and all the things in your life that have brought you to this pinnacle of like self-fulfillment and happiness and gratitude and love for your unconditional love, brother, you know, and it's great to have you. It says spend more time outside, as near to Mother Nature's cradle as possible. Open your curtains and windows to refresh your home as well. if it's as cold as it is in Wisconsin as it is here, you might not want to do that unless you light a wood fire. But nature is always just a glance out the window as well, right? You are all one and a part of everything. This house is alive right now. The house that I sit in is alive right now. If I want to ground myself, I can take a bath by all means. That's a great way to ground, but I can also, yeah, open up a window and take a deep breath, or take my socks off, which usually they're never on anyways, and touch the floor with your bare feet, because no matter what, all of this came from the ground. All of it came from the ground. Plastics came from the ground. Everything is connected. Nothing is man-made. So enjoy the moment. Welcome to the tribe, and spread your light, brother. Spread that love that's inside you.
Nice, babe. Jessica, you can go first if you want to.
So, Lou, there is so much shit that's opening up for you. But there's also a lot of things that are coming to a close. And I'm sure that you're already feeling this energy of change, of a shift happening within you and around you. Okay. It could be certain people in particular. So, just in case, I'm going to kind of give signs here because I'm seeing two in particular female energies that might mean something, might not. So, but first off, just understand that this is all a new phase of ascension for you. That's everything that I'm about to tell you is just this. It's just a part of the phase, okay? So, first we have focus and then act with the Queen of Wands clarifying that. So, whether this be a person, it could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, doesn't have to be. But what I'm kind of taking this as is that, there's something in particular, because I do see later down the road that you are going to have to make some sort of decision, especially with people that you're probably surrounding yourself more in the 3D, because I do pick up more on the 3D when we're doing these readings. But there does seem to be a choice between, um, someone that means a lot to you. Okay, someone that has like a significant role in your life. That's what I'm picking up on. Now, with the focus and the act, I feel like this is really a time to not act impulsively with this person, but it's kind of time to sit back a little bit, especially if you are dealing with a fire sign female, and then let them show you who they want to show up as for you. Okay, and then you can act upon that accordingly, right? But understand that everyone that comes into your life is all a part of the divine plan. Everything is connected. Like Danny was saying, it's no surprise and there's no coincidence that you were led to us and that you just immediately fit into this family and this community that we're building. But you will have to understand that the more you elevate, because we all see it, I know you're feeling it, that you have a big purpose, you have a bright light, and we've all witnessed it, we all love you and we support you on this journey. But what comes with this kind of transition is having to let certain people, places, and things go that aren't necessarily in alignment with where we're heading. And that's just because it's not a vibrational match anymore. Another thing that's been coming up is also one of the first lessons that I learned when I got on this journey was we want to surround ourselves with people who are at ease same frequency or higher. Now, I had to tweak that a little bit because with being a healer, you will find some people that are of a lower vibration, but it also goes back to the message that I was saying before, where you don't want to put so much focus on someone who does not want to make the effort to become better or to, change their circumstances for their highest good. If they are stuck in victim mode and don't want to make any necessary changes and evolve with you, then it's important that you do what is best for your highest good. Um, but make sure that if you do surround yourself with anyone that is not at least on your same vibration, that they are willing to make the effort to ascend with you, right? Um, Nurture all that you love and make the sacrifice. So there is going to be some sort of sacrifice at some point, and this can be as simple as, letting go of a relationship that means something to you, or, putting yourself in a vulnerable situation. It can be anything of that sort. But I do feel like there is something, I almost feel like it's a peace treaty. Like there's some sort of offering that's going to be happening, whether it's like just a conversation or something small that, uh, it's a fated conversation or experience, especially with the Wheel of Fortune being here. All of this was meant to happen to get the ball rolling for you. Especially with the Nine of Cups, I do feel like this is going to be something very good for you. But I also feel with the Ten of Wands being here that it's going to help you release some of the burdens that you didn't realize you were carrying so much baggage, so that you can pick up and start a new chapter for yourself. The Love without condition, we have the Queen of Swords, so we do have another feminine sign here. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a woman, but can be a feminine energy, but air sign. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So this person could be very guarded towards this conversation, but again, loving without condition. I feel like this person's just unstable with the Four of Wands being reversed here and the Ace of Swords. I feel like there's been some sort of shift in the dynamic of this relationship where it could just be unbalanced right now. And I don't feel like this person necessarily has bad intentions towards you. It's just, again, they're not really sure how to show up for you, and you might have to set some stronger boundaries in order to create a more solid foundation with this person. But you will start to see things more clearly, and it definitely goes towards the message of mercy. If this person has upset you or done you wrong in any sort of way, that's really where, between compassion and mercy is going to come into play. Understand that a lot of people who are in pain project and react out of pain too. So make sure that if someone is reacting towards you and not responding to you, that's their stuff. That has nothing to do necessarily with you. You're mirroring back the things that they were refusing to look at, and now you're starting to see things more clearly about what was imbalanced within this connection. But it's going to help you reveal the truth, because I feel like this person you might have been tiptoeing around, and you might be seeing the truth behind their pain as well, right? Because with the Star being here, there's a lot of healing taking place, but you don't get the Star without going through a lot of shit, right? It's a huge transformation, it's a huge process, and it is a very enlightening experience. And again, fate, destiny, things lining up, so that you can understand the areas of your life where you need to be vigilant and take action. Okay, you need to protect what is yours, and the path that, and protect and nurture the path that you are on. right? So in the
Yes.
Be Vigilant card, I don't know if you can see this, but this dragon is protecting this beautiful golden tree, and it's like lit up, right? So I feel like this is your tree of life. This is your destiny, and it's important that you realize the power that you have when it comes to the abilities that you have and should share, and the love and compassion that you hold for yourself and for the people that are meant to be in your life, right? So, with the hangman being reversed, I do feel that, this is just telling you that it's time to take a different approach to the situation. So, the King of Swords is on the bottom. Be truthful, be open and honest with your communication, especially with any area of your life or the situation at hand that has left you feeling cold, disconnected, or you feel like is taking your attention away from anything that is not in alignment with love. That's what's going to help you release the rest of the burdens and pick up that extra one, because here in the 10 of Wands, he's already laid the burdens down. He's fucking tired though. He's tired. Like he's laid it down, but he's holding on to that one wand. Like, okay, this is my last wand to pick myself up again. You know what I'm saying? But being open and honest about what has transpired in the past, and choosing to work with people who have the same vision and have the same goals as you, and choosing to work in more cooperative partnerships. But unless you have that open and honest communication, you're not going to know what needs to be shifted within those relationships for you to move forward.
I got a
So
message
with
too.
that being said,
I got a message
yeah.
too that when you when your vibration, when you raise your vibration and you start acting and just being this new energy, right? People get lost on how to treat you now, right? So they continue down the road of like, well, I'm going to treat them the same way, and we teach people how to treat us. So if back then you were more of a giving, 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 never receiving, these people will still come to you thinking that, well, I can still take, 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 but they have to be reprogrammed by you and your actions to ensure that you're teaching them how to treat you now, moving forward as your vibration rises. You'll get all kinds of people out of with lower vibrations too coming to you, because they just like a moth to a flame, they attract towards light, right? So as these people come, you have to kind of just show them how, through your actions and through like not only like not really boundaries, but just even sometimes, yeah, you have to tell them physically, like, like I'm I'm a different person now. I see things in a different light, and really all I see things are through love. And if you come to me in love, then I'll accept you with arms wide open. But if you come to me gossiping about this person and that, I really I don't want to hear it anymore. And just stating that really gives you not only a stable foundation for you to build upon for yourself, but others, so that they can respect you and not only gravitate towards your higher vibration, but also raise their vibration up at the same time.
Yeah, very, very good point, Danny.
It's just spirit, man.
And I absolutely agree, because listen, no matter what, we're always changing. And I've had so many people along my path, especially people from my past, say, but you've changed. Well, yeah, that's the whole point, right? So, like Danny said, when it comes to people in your life, like, as we evolve, we have to show them the way that we want to be loved and cared for. And they either step up to the plate or they don't. And that's, you sit back, you let people show, once you tell them, and again, that's where that open and honest communication, like, this is what I'm going to allow and this is what I'm not. And if they decide to tread on that, then you can make your decision based on how that goes. Okay.
Yep.
So the oracle cards that you got were the High Priestess. I am one with my soul, and my soul is a legacy of love. And I think that's your big reminder here, okay? Your soul is the legacy of love, and you are one with that soul, right? So Kali is coming in here, and she is the mother of the universe. She says, I release all that does not serve me. It's time to be the truth of who I am. And I feel like that's how all of this is wrapping up. So I'm going to read her real quick. The first sentence is already making me giggle.
I'm telling you, you don't.
Oh, literally just fucked it all the way up.
All right.
Wow.
Callie is
subtle. She's as subtle as a sledgehammer. She shows up to strip us of what no longer serves us. And that sounds good in theory, but in practice, it can feel as if the ground beneath us has turned to sand. All those illusions about ourselves, especially what we think we're capable of, suddenly dissolve beneath us. When Kali sweeps in, she can easily slip into feeling like a victim. It can feel as though events are happening to us rather than for us. We've been talking about all night.
Beautiful.
That we've come here to do. She wants us to sever the ties with our ego, sever the ties our ego has made out of fear or out of false belief that we don't deserve better or more. She wants us to get terrifyingly real. She wants us to reckon with the fact that we are not here to please others or to make them proud. We are here to listen to the singular call of our own soul. She is the harbinger of having entered soul time, and stripping the ego to reveal the soul can feel raw and often heartbreaking, but ultimately she has come out of fierce love for the truth of who we really are. She is giving us the opportunity to choose again, to start over, and this time from a place of tremendous wisdom and strength, our vulnerability. She lets us begin again from the bare bones truth of who we are.
Yes.
Wow.
I got a quick. I got another quick little kind of thing. About 2 years ago, I invoked Callie to fuck me up, like fuck up my life. How she does it is exactly how Jess kind of like what she read out of the book is like she comes in, you give her that. If you check out Callie Invocation, you know it's up to you, dude. But she'll come in like a fucking hurricane, and the people that don't serve you are gonna hit the fucking fence flying. And like it was wild the change that started. That's not only started, but it was like a hurricane. And she can have the effects of what she does, the changes that she makes in your life. It can last for like up to a year long, but man, by the end of that year, if anybody was picking on you, they're gone. If anybody was sucking you dry, they're gone. If anybody was in your life that wasn't serving your highest purpose and your greatest good, they're fucking gone, man. That girl, she don't play. She don't play. So, use with caution.
Anything else? Anything else? No? Okay, well, to be completely honest, so what happens when I pull cards and channel messages is like I get the messages, but once they're hit, once those messages are said, a lot of the times spirit moves on. So basically what I'm trying to say is there was a ton of messages that came through as I was pulling your cards, but as Jessica and Danny have gone through their readings, they hit every single thing that I got, which is a great confirmation of just like how clear, for one, your messages are, and for two, just like how well we work together. But I always like to invite you guys to go back and listen to the messages, for one, because one night we hear them and we have one perception, another night we might go back and listen to it and have a completely different perspective. And not to mention, Spirit also drops us so many messages within messages, okay? So they're guiding me to invite you to go back and listen to the messages, which is, I'm sure, something they're telling me that you would do anyways. But they said so many great things, and I don't really want to go back and reiterate all of it because they did a fantastic fucking job. I couldn't have said any of it better myself. But so after I noticed that they've guided those messages perfectly, I kind of just went into asking Spirit, well, what guidance can I give that hasn't already been said, type thing. And I did keep getting the energy of there are definitely going to be people, places, and things, situations, soulmates, and your family members, and old relationships that you've had with people. They're going to come back and they're going to present themselves to you again. It may be triggering, they may be triggered, but it may even seem like some of the same experiences that weren't very pleasant the first fucking time, but what they're it's a completely it's coming up, and it may appear to be the same experience, but it's going to be something completely different, and it is to serve you, and it is to allow you to take your power back, because within those certain friendships, relationships, family members, and within all of those dynamics, there have been times where you have sacrificed a piece of yourself and sacrificed who you were, sacrificed how you felt to please other people, and they're allowing. It's almost like you are going back in time and picking up the piece of yourself that you left behind. Okay, so they just ask you to have that awareness and to know that just because you are experiencing something, you and your perception of what you are experiencing makes it so. They ask you to stay in a light-hearted energy. They want you to have fun, which in the beginning, when I was tapping into your energy, all I saw was you smiling and just you loving the ascension and the energy that you are feeling and that you are tapping into. And they want you obviously to continue going down that path. There's a lot of light-hearted energy, a lot of passion, but there's a new love that you have created and manifested. There's new love that is coming in for you, but we kind of have to go back and pick those pieces up of ourselves, give back to ourselves, take our power back to be able to be in the energy to receive the new love and the new relationships and circumstances that are trying to come in. So, they do want you to pay attention to any red flags. Red flags meaning anything that you're thinking that doesn't feel good, any emotions that you're feeling that doesn't feel good, any situations that you're putting yourself in where you feel like you can't speak up, you can't be seen, you can't be in your power, right? No matter what we're doing, we always have authority over how we think and feel, and we have authority over our experience. So, I am getting the message that some of these people are going to come back just so you can rewrite what was done wrong to you, or even how you wronged yourself maybe in some of these situations. But even if some of these people come back, you really may have to end out some of these cycles because it's like a completion, right? We have those experiences, some of them are painful, and then we get to go back and make them right. We get to go back and change the story. We get to rewrite our story, who we are, how we perceive ourselves, and the things that have happened to us. We get to go back and take our pain and make it our truest fucking strength. Whatever you perceive as your weakness is beautiful, and it is a strength of yours, okay? And I feel like one of your weaknesses in the past has been not being willing to express who you actually are. But now that you've found that piece of yourself and it makes you feel so good that you won't deny it. You won't deny that piece of yourself anymore. So now you're having to go into these experiences and choose yourself, choose to show up, right? But there are going to be certain people that you have to retreat from, that you have to isolate yourself from. And it may even be thought patterns and self-limiting beliefs that you might have to release and isolate yourself from. They're wanting you to be in your own energy, and they're wanting you to end those situations around those people to still remain in your energy, okay? And when it comes to, like I said, with the new love, there are new people and circumstances coming in for you, but you have to go back and pick up those pieces first to be in the energy to receive. That's what this is all about, is guiding you to be in the energy to receive messages, to receive yourself, to receive abundance, healing, the utmost healing. There's a lot of healing going on in the mind space, okay? But with this Nine of Wands that I got under flirt and new love, which is your current energy, it's in the face of fear, walking fearlessly in the path that you know is yours. In the face of fear, walking fearlessly into those experiences and being unapologetically bold, unapologetically you, right? Releasing whatever was done to you in your past and saying, no, I'm not the victim. I have authority over how I think and feel, how I look back on these certain situations, and instead of sacrificing how you feel, choosing a perspective of what happened to you and saying it happened for me. What was this trying to teach me? This was to empower me. The universe and God are never trying to devour us. They're only trying to empower us. And you are breaking your chains, right? The change from self-limiting beliefs, codependency, right? You're getting to know yourself and you're getting to know other people. And you're actually seeing people for who they really are. You're seeing people's intentions, right? So, even when these triggering situations do come up with the Six of Cups and the King of Pentacles, it is to break down all of those foundations and those comfort zones that you've built to protect yourself for so long, right? And they served you for so long. That protective layer, that hiding, that not speaking up, it served you for so long, and it has taught you so much. And it is also your guide on how you actually want to show up and how the universe is asking you to show up, okay? But all these triggers or whatever it may be that is coming up that you're having to go back and pick that piece of yourself up that you've sacrificed, it's all coming up so that you can actually build and create a foundation that is stable, that is reliable, that is true. And also, when you're doing that, when you're taking that action of standing in your power, standing in your truth, of being in your own energy, of not being afraid to be who you are, okay? You're actually manifesting that abundance 100-fold. Every time you do that, you're bringing it more and more into your reality. So it's just like this deep replenishment of your energy, right? But there is going to be some retreating. I have retreat twice on the board. One of them says deep retreat and be held, and the other one says retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. So another message that I got from you, Jessica can actually help you a lot with this if you are guided to do so. But she can help you go back and cut those energetic cords that have been draining your energy and have been limiting your perception of what is actually going on, cutting those energetic cords that are it's like energy vampires, right? They're taking your truth, taking your energy. And if someone's taking it, then you don't have it anymore to use, okay? So let's see where else. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits. You're going and soul tribe. So this is your soul tribe. You are getting so many intuitive hits, but you can't feel the truth of those intuitive hits if you're not seeing from a level of the truth. If you're telling yourself a story that doesn't make you feel good. Okay, so to be able to really be in alignment with those intuitive hits, we have to heal our mind to be able to see and hear and speak and think and feel clearly, okay? Or the messages that come through, it's like looking at them through a filter. We can't really see what the universe is trying to guide us and tell us. So also, there may be someone that comes back into your life that you just really fucking love or really want to be in your life, but I'm getting the energy of they're toxic. They're draining you. Their intentions are not pure. Their intentions are not in the right place. And for one, they're calling you to choose to love yourself first. Choose to see only love. And choose that if this person is showing up in an energy that is not of unconditional love, for one, not judging that person, because when we're ascended enough, we know that that person is only acting or being the way that they are, or using you the way that they are because of how they were taught to love, how they love themselves, and you can only love someone the way that you love yourself. The relationship you have with others dictates the relationship you have. Our relationship you have with yourself dictates the relationship you have with others, and they're wanting you not to hurt yourself because this person isn't the best person to you, and they're asking you to have the awareness that they're only living life through their wounds, through their pain, instead of their truth. And they do not want you to go down that path again, because you might really want this person. Maybe they've been a friend forever. Maybe it's a relationship that you have always hung on to, whatever. But it says no, wait, postpone, pause, say no, and do not go back down that path. That it's not good there. It doesn't feel good there. So the last few messages I got for you is to start to write down or recite back to yourself the tools that you have acquired up until this point. What tools do you have? What tools and lessons and teachings has Spirit dropped on you? Okay? So that could be writing, that could be readings, tarot readings, that can be mirror work, talking to yourself in the mirror, that can be talking out loud so you can hear the vibration from what you're speaking from, right? All of those different tools that you have collected, they're asking you to pay attention and to really to use those tools, okay? And to also, they're wanting you to write them down so that you can actually see them, and it just gives you another level of awareness when it comes to the tools, okay? So, healing the mind space, so you might experience some of the same experiences, but they're asking you to show up differently, okay? So that's what the teachings and the tools do for us. It's those tools allow us to be in the same situation, but show up completely fucking differently, okay? It allows us to remain in our power. It reminds us who we are. So they're asking you to really tap into and trust yourself when it comes to those intuitive hits to what you know to be true, to use your gifts to create healthy boundaries, okay? And it's all like a test of, it's a test for you to truly find the utmost clarity, okay? It's all being divinely guided to give you the awareness that you are manifesting, that you are seeking to create a stable foundation in your life. And you're going back and tying up those loose ends, right? Taking your power back where you've broken yourself off and sacrificed pieces of yourself to make others happy. Sacrifice how you felt to please others. And then the last thing I got is just to release and cut and visualize all those energetic cords that are attached to your energy. Visualize all those cords just being severed. And again, Jessica is really good at helping with energetic healing and past life regression and understanding the core of why we are, why we show up the way we show up, okay? So if you are guided to her, I would definitely do that. She's helped me a lot too, because we don't even realize the baggage that we're carrying around sometimes, okay? So this is all happening to teach you awareness of self, awareness of what you want, how to remain in your power around everyone, and to always, always, always show up unapologetically bold and for yourself. So the last thing I have is prayer feather, okay? Love is flowing to you and through you. No matter what an individual is saying or doing, love him or her anyways. Fucking beautiful. Gather your inner forces, silently and secretly love deeply and fully with every ounce of your being. Even if someone isn't fulfilling your expectations, it's easy to love people when they're acting wonderfully. The true challenge is to love them when they aren't. So a message that I forgot from earlier is you are high fucking vibing right now, but know that we live in a universe of duality. So even when you are experiencing those lower vibrational emotions, those lower vibrational thought patterns, when you're not feeling up to your best, right? Don't judge yourself, love yourself. Not everything is as it appears. It is always happening for you, not to you, okay? So know that there are going to be ups and downs. That's just the journey. That's just life, right? And it's loving in ourselves through those things, being compassionate and patient with ourselves. Feathers in nature often represent a connection with the Creator. Birds often symbolize messengers between the two-legged and spirit. This is your time to love and be loved. The love that you send out into the world comes back to you 100-fold. There are times when the small concerns of everyday life need to drop away and be replaced by the majesty of your being. This is that time. Prayer feathers are decorated feathers that can be used for many purposes. In some traditions, prayers are placed into the feather. You can hold it to your heart or between your hands as you focus on your prayer, and then tie it onto a bush so when the winds blow, it carries the prayers to Creator. Another kind of prayer feather is a decorated feather or a decorated bundle of feathers that are used for smudging sacred smoke ceremonies. The smoke is to cleanse the space as well as carry your prayers upward. So another tool is using sage and really setting intentions. We talked about setting intentions in your personal reading, setting intentions and then following those intentions with a forced action. Okay, so I cut all energetic cords, right? That's what they're wanting you to visualize, cutting those energetic cords. Well, then you take some sage and then you're taking the action of releasing those cords, right? So it's just amplifying your manifestation. So for a day, love each person you encounter. Imagine a golden ray of light from the center of your heart radiating to the center of the heart of that individual. Notice how great you feel by the end of the day. That's just like a little if you want to kind of thing. But okay.
While she was finishing up your reading, I really picked up on this new love energy. There's someone that wants to come into your life that's new, that is of a higher vibration. This is going to happen very soon. All right. And this is a romantic partner, but Spirit's saying this is give your relationship a chance in reverse. Really, the message that was coming forward to me was give yourself the chance, Lou. Give yourself the chance to love again. Give yourself the opportunity to invite a new being into your life that's going to bless you. And when she or he does come, regarding your preferences, playfulness and children, right? Allow yourself to be playful with this person, to recapture romance. Allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine, and then your love life is beginning, or will begin to kind of like follow into the footsteps of like that childlike behavior once again. Like it's a revival of that child from within, the child that we are always, regardless of our age, always wanting to express itself and come out. I got the spring card, so it may happen before spring, or things may start blooming even more so if you've already met this person by spring. And then opportunity to forgive can speak to this person or the person that you're releasing. This situation brings you the opportunity to heal, grow, and release negative patterns. Hold the intention of seeing the other person's inner divine light and goodness. We will help you release unforgiving thoughts, feelings, and energies and lift you to a higher place of peace and compassion. That's it.
That's funny. I forgot that message too, because sometimes it's hard to remember all the messages that we get when you're like waiting and stuff, But it's funny that that's the one thing you brought up, because I was getting that there was a new love. It doesn't have to be a new person, but a new love and relationship that wants to come in, but they don't want you to miss out on that opportunity at this unconditional love relationship due to being afraid because of what has been done to you in the past, because they are not the one that broke your heart.
Yeah. That's the twin thing, you know?
I got the same message, and one of the messages that I received while, in the process of waiting was, through everything that's shifting and whatever this relationship is, because we're all picking up on it that someone is coming in that's unstable and not very healthy for where you're going, where you've been. But in all of that, you need to remember to love yourself first. Like, that's the most important lesson here. When you choose yourself first over any sort of, I feel like this person might use like guilt or obligation, like, oh, well, we got history or whatever the case may be. Don't let them hold that over your head just because they're in so much pain that they're looking for something to latch onto. And because you're such a loving and giving person, they know that you can provide that source of energy that they can feed off of. So again, make sure that you choose yourself first, speak up for yourself, set healthy boundaries. If they don't want to step on the plate, there's the door. You know what I'm saying? Gently, lovingly, appreciate your place in my storyline, but that chapter's over. You know what I'm saying?
Buy the t-shirt, Luke. Unconditionally fuck it.
Yeah.
So we hope that resonated, Lee. I know, Christina, if you got your question, you can pop it up right now, and we'll get on it.
While she's doing that, I gotta go use the bathroom.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna go and get me another glass of water.
Oh my God, y'all, listen to this. So my mom, I don't know what her deal is. I tell her she has demons, but every time I light sage, she chokes to death, y'all. This woman was dead asleep. It was literally 3 o'clock in the morning, and I had woken up. I had a bad dream, so I wanted to cleanse the space. I had my door closed, and I burnt some sage. And I start hearing her cough a little bit. She's like, and then it turns into her dying, coughing in the other room. And then she completely wakes up. Had to get out of the bed. She was coughing so hard, and I was like, you need to figure that out, because every time I seem to light sage and release all the negative energy, you can't breathe. So I was like, Mom, I don't know what that's trying to say, but sage should be your friend, not your cough to death. I don't know.
It's funny that you say that, because with everything that we've been going through in this transition of moving, my stepdad, he battles a lot with depression and anxiety and sleepless nights and all these things, but he also has a really he attaches himself to things, and it doesn't even have to be things of importance or significance or whatever. These things just make him feel good, and they all
like a distraction.
Something. Yeah, and a lot of it's from secondhand stores and that kind of stuff, which is all cool. Love a good bargain, but I tried to tell him, and this is why we have to be careful of what we bring into our homes and our space, because even if we go to a thrift store or Goodwill or Habitat or whatever, and we're bringing, it's no different than us moving into a new house. I would clear the space immediately before we move everything in and after we move everything in, because the energies that are attached to all these things that we have, they all hold that story. So if you go to a store, buy something that was a part of someone else's stuff, then that energy attaches to you. And when I started burning sage, but listen, he didn't really care for sage, he would tolerate it. But when I started burning palo, like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, oh no, don't you even start on my now. You know what I'm saying? But I started thinking, like, is it actually him, or is it all of the things that he collects that have built up this negative energy field around him? Now all of this stuff is in storage, and when we're out on our property and there's like nothing there that he has brought with him, you know what I'm saying? He feels completely free, happy, light as a feather. It's wild. Like, don't even feel like I need sage or poplar right now.
Yeah, like,
it's weird.
It probably sounded like I was joking, but no, like, for real. Like, there's a reason that every time I cough, you're instantly like, no, I gotta get away. No, I want that out of my energy. No, something doesn't want you to be cleansed because they're feeding off of you. Well, I mean, that's just, look, y'all, that's just real shit. That's real life. And so, I mean, the good thing about that, though, Jess, the difference with, like, your dad and my mom, like, your dad, it doesn't seem to be, like, in his energy field. You know what I mean? But, you know, it seems to be, like, the things outside of him.
But then I put the pieces together that it's more of the things he's surrounding himself with, not necessarily, you know, attached to him. I think they were just feeding off of him. Yeah. Unlike my my sibling, my brother, he's got some attachments. But that's a whole different story. So
Michelle said,
all of did all that.
Hey, girl said
that's actually what, you know, my brother was living in my old room, and when I moved back in, some of his attachments were still like energetically there because he still had belongings there. And I was meditating one night, and some dark ass shit started trying to sneak in, and I could feel the difference. And as soon as I felt it, I started burning all my stuff. And he came out like, "Are you trying to smoke us out?" And I'm like, "Listen, it's better than what the fuck is in this house." I'm not playing with that, you know? Nah. I don't care if I smoke every single one of you out. It's at least I know that energy is there.
You know what? That reminded me of something, actually. So you know how you were talking about like your dad, him and I both kind of have like the hard time sleeping and like bad dreams, and like, you ever had a dream and you wake up and you still feel that like fear energy, like you can feel it? Like, say you were running from something in a dream, scared half to death, you wake up and you still feel it. It's like there's a presence, right? So what I have came to learn about myself, because I struggled for a long time with like shit fucking with me while I was asleep. And I always thought, or Danny kind of like led me to believe, really, that it was something attached to my energy, or an entity attached to my energy. But actually, what I came to learn, and I actually like really found this awareness last night, was every time I felt like I was being tortured in my sleep, it was because I felt guilty about something. It was like my guilt haunting me about something, and it's crazy. Yeah. But y'all, I have got to pee. I'll be right back. Yeah.
All right, Christina G's got her question on there. We'll wait for
he said, "God
to get
back."
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and pull some cards. Christina G. What's going on, girl?
Looking for messages from her guides. I'm going to use my After Tarot by whoever. Sliced and diced by Ramblin' Mike. That's you, brother. I love these cards. Oh my god.
I know. The aftercare is amazing. Yeah, dude, sleep paralysis is one of the scariest things I have ever experienced in my life. When I started asking around about it, and people were like, "Oh, that's the hag," I'm like, "What?"
The hag, yeah.
Nah, I don't like that. It only happened once, thank God. But I don't wish that shit on. It's very scary.
I know one thing I don't miss, and that's this freaking chair, y'all. No, like for real, my back is killing me. I didn't realize how spoiled I am at home.
Oh my.
I'm spoiled, baby.
You got that's a Sealy Posturpedic chair that I sit you in every time.
Like, I can't get comfy. How I used to sit in this bitch? Sit like this.
Hunchbacked over.
Yo, am I hunchback on camera? Y'all better tell me if I'm hunchback now. I know Jessica would tell me. She's like, "Look, bro, we need to talk about something, honey."
That's one hump. That's not a lovely lady lump, that's for sure.
Baby. Lou and our other moderators, thank y'all so much. We appreciate you guys. Y'all don't know how much that just makes everything easier when we got somebody posting the link for us. I get to pay attention to y'all and the messages. Hey, Jessica, I don't know if you've had this happen for you, but lately, does it seem like people, it just seems like more people are being guided to us, and the messages are just like, instead of, this is what you need to heal, this is all your shit, and just like really low vibrational, I've been getting a lot of like high vibing, like, you're on your fucking path type people. You too? I wonder if that's because we've raised our vibration or because so many people are coming online. Both?
Yeah, there's a lot of newbies online.
So, Christina, the first message I'm getting from your guides is, for one, your guides are very, very playful and like fun and lighthearted and like jokesters. I don't know if that's your energy as well, but the energy that I'm getting is just like, you like to have fun. However, what they're telling me is maybe you haven't put yourself in very many circumstances or situations, especially when it comes to family, in being in the energy to have fun. And they're just asking me to remind you, especially with Christmas and stuff coming up, that even when you are around people that don't know how to have fun, that you can create fun wherever you go, wherever you are. You bring a lighthearted energy, and to, really go into the energy of standing out in front of these people and, just bringing that lightheartedness and that fun and that love. And they're just reminding and inviting you to just really, they want you to have fun. They want you to play with them. That is what I was hearing. We want to play. We want to play. And I'm also getting it as your energy too, is you want to create more situations and circumstances, especially with your family for some reason, where you can just have fun and enjoy each other, right? So they're asking you to, if that's what you want to do, to, set that intention to have fun, to be able to enjoy other people and enjoy yourself. And that is what will be reflected back to you. When you embody that energy, the universe has no choice but to bring that to you on the 3D, as above, so below. Whatever we're experiencing from within, we'll experience without ourselves. So even if that means taking a second before you walk inside to get into your own energy, to set the intention to have fun and enjoy each other, if you need to take that 5 minutes to do that, then do that, because it is going to reap really good benefits for you, okay? And I'm just really hearing that you would like to have fun and you want to play. So fucking play, girl, okay?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be spirit 24/7. There's a balance that needs to take place because you're here to live, on this plane. So, and to be on this, have this 3D experience is all about being playful, having fun, enjoying what you've been given, the gifts that you've been given by being alive here on this planet. Page of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, and the Knight of Cups is sure messages of love, or these opportunities, these new opportunities are presenting them to yourself. And the Nine of Wands in this after tarot does have someone keeping this guy company. It's no longer a stretch through the wilderness. They're saying you have people beside you that are will at times carry you, even, right? It's not and carry you on the wings of like unconditional love. New love offer though, like definitely messages that you want to hear. Someone approaching you that really lights you up. That's the Ten of Cups here, right? And takes a burden off of maybe the everyday that can get. I'm getting this energy of, well, all the work and all that stuff, but it's really coming out of that energy and allowing spirit to just like take the helm, take the wheel now. You're good, right? And I think you've gotten there. Moving forward, though, it's stay in that intuitive state. Stay in that state that spirit can speak to you fluently and readily, because the things that you have been working hard on, or the things that you have put your energy into, I'd rather say, are coming online. They're coming as we speak, right? Things that are going to bring you a new perspective with regards to abundance, or like grabbing the bull by the horns. That because you've done that, right? And you've done that work. The Wheel of Fortune and the Four of Wands at the base of the spread is like, dude, spirit is about to reward you tenfold for all that you've done, right? And to raise your vibration, not only raise your vibration, but raise the vibration of others around you, right? So at the bottom of the deck, I had the King of Swords, the Emperor, the Three of Cups, and the Page of Cups in reverse. It's like, you don't need any messages outside of your own unconditional loving space, right? To give you that ability to stand up, grab someone's hand, and drag them onto the dance floor. This is your life. You can set that intention out there that, yes, my divine masculine is with me no matter what, and still, if he's not in the physical, you can still allow yourself that space to dance, to pick a partner and dance and enjoy a night out, especially during the holiday season. You don't have to. They don't have to be laying beside you, right? Your divine masculine doesn't have to be laying beside you for them to actually come out and say, dude, if I'm not there yet, in the physical, there is nothing that I want more than to see you happy and active and enjoying life to the fullest, because that energy, I feel that energy. And that raises me up as well and puts me in a feel good position to move forward in my own life. And then we can come together at a certain date and enjoy time together as well. So honor yourself for that, because Four of Wands, dude, that's the 1111 card. You are on the journey, no matter if you take a time out to enjoy yourself once in a while. There's no shame in that.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
So when Danny was talking, they dropped me a message. Crap, what were you saying? Oh, so what I got from what Danny was saying is, he was saying that you are starting to tap into a certain energy, and that is what you are receiving. So the message that I received from that is you're integrating your higher self into the 3D reality. Okay, you're integrating the divine feminine, right? I like to imagine the divine feminine is like the 5D, and then the divine masculine is like the 3D, okay? So it's as above, so below. You have completely changed and ascended above. So now they're asking you and calling you to integrate that into your 3D reality. Also, if you are a twin flame and on the twin flame journey, that is a clear and direct indication that you are calling your divine masculine towards you. But they're also asking you to start to own what you are manifesting, own your energy, own who you are, own this newfound perception of life, okay? And as above, so below, integrating who you have found, and remember the remembrance of who you are and bringing that onto a 3D level. Divine masculine energy, right? Tapping into divine masculine energy and showing up in around certain people in certain circumstances in the twin flame dynamic, and showing up with this newfound knowledge, with these lessons that you learn, this new energy, right? Integrating the higher self into the 3D reality. So what Danny was saying, sometimes spirit takes a time out, and it's time for you to shine, right? So now, instead of it being I have to take time to talk to spirit and then I have to take time to be who I am, now you're moving into the place of spirit flows through you. Your higher self flows through you all the time, okay? So never shy away from being unapologetically bold in who you are, because you are in manifestation mode, meaning pay close attention to what you're thinking and how you're feeling, because that is going to be what you're manifesting. And when I say you're in manifestation mode, it's like the what comes to you when you clearly decide what you want. When you're in manifestation mode, when you make that decision, boom, it's there, it's coming, it's happening. Hey, baby. And with the influence and energy is attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. I think I saw that you said you've been having a lot of fun lately, and they want you to remain and continue to be in that energy because it's bringing you clarity. It's manifesting positive changes in your life. But they do need you to fine tune your manifestation energy, because right now, I don't know if you're a water sign, but right now they're showing me just like this beautiful and really intense and electrifying and rippling energy, right? And you have all of this energy that you're manifesting, all of this fun, this positive emotion that is rippling out into your reality. But the thing is, you have it in so many places that you're manifesting little bits and pieces when you're a master manifester. And if you could take those emotions, those positive emotions, and focus them somewhere, it's going to bring so much abundance and success, right? So much strength, so much clarity. That's what I'm getting with the Seven of Cups, is to fine tune your intention and your manifestation, to take action in alignment with what you know to be true, to always believe in yourself. This card right here with the balancing the divine feminine with the divine masculine energy. So your twin, if you your twin may be very close to communicating or manifesting this new love between each other, right? This is the energy binding you to your person is new love, right? But for your masculine to show up for you, you have to show up for yourself on a 3D level. They need you. How do we manifest? We think and we feel. So they're asking you to think and feel in alignment with masculine energy. That's what you're being called to do right now. Your guides want you to tap into divine masculine energy. How do we manifest? We think and feel. So if we're thinking and we're feeling in alignment with pure divine masculine energy, that is what we're manifesting. That is what we're bringing to us, okay? Now, with the Tower being here in the reverse, with the King of Wands and the Four of Cups, okay? When it under the new love, a new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So I'm getting that I do feel like it is your divine masculine that is coming through, and he's still kind of in the energy of kind of you're actually mirroring like indecisiveness, or with him it's a little more of like deceit, and I don't want to say deceit, but just like immaturity and not being willing to commit to himself, right? So how you can kind of shift the energy and the dynamic between you guys, or the separation or whatever it is you two are going through, is to show up and commit to yourself on a 3D level. And that's going to push your twin to show up and commit to himself, his connection, and the opportunities that the universe is presenting him with, right? But both of you are kind of like looking at things that I don't want to say that don't matter, because they do matter. Everything happens for a reason. But on a soul level, it's like you're paying attention to the things that aren't what you're actually wanting to attract and create in your life, okay? There is a lot of heart chakra activity going on, a lot of healing going on. So it's also a good time to, like I said, manifest. How do we truly manifest? From our heart space. And also another message that I'm getting with the heart space is it's a good time to tap in and ask spirit questions, because you're not seeing from the mind space, you're seeing from your heart space. We can't see love, we can't think love from our mind space. We visualize that mind space going into our heart space so that we can truly see. No one can teach you to see, okay? And as your current energy, we got engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So there's just commitment in the air, okay? But on both sides, it's committing to the things that you're actually passionate about. On his side, we got the King of Wands in the reverse. So he is showing up as a king, but he's kind of in that shadow side. And there's the message I was forgetting. So he's kind of in that shadow side and not really stepping into true divine masculine energy, meaning I know what I want, I have authority over how I think and feel, I have authority of what I experience, I call things to me, I'm connected with myself, therefore I'm connected with others, right? It's acknowledging the self, but he's still kind of stuck in that shadow side of divine masculine energy. And on your side, we got the King of Swords with the Ace of Wands in the reverse. And although you are presenting in full divine masculine energy, not the shadow side of it, you're in pure divine masculine energy. However, with the Ace of Wands being here, it's not seizing the opportunities, because your focus is a little everywhere rather than making choice, clearly deciding what you want so that it comes to you now, okay? All right, that's all I got for now. If you want to go, Jess, I'm just going to get some final messages from Spirit.
You know, they have a whole slew. They got your cards fucking everywhere, girl. I'm not even really sure where to start. There is something that Brooke was talking about that as she was talking about your divine masculine, I looked at the bottom of Romance Angel decks, and I feel like I need to touch on that before I go into this. So we have the past life relationship, very soon honeymoon, like there's so much stuff. So I'm just gonna go with what I'm picking up. I feel like, you know, your divine masculine is thinking, you know, is probably going to reach out or make some sort of contact, whether that be physical or 5D over the holidays, so Christmas, but it's gonna be again that hot and cold, in and out. Maybe come in, flirt a little bit, and then go back out. Like it's not gonna be a steady commitment like you're looking for, because I feel like it's either one or both of you, because again, there's mirroring, right? So healing family issues is coming up. So there really needs to be a good look at any family dynamics, whether it is anything that we've talked about tonight, abandonment, trust, feeling heard, feeling seen, feeling supported, and looking at these dynamics where these thought processes and belief systems are either out of alignment or not necessarily healthy. Like, we've talked about earlier tonight, we think that we're union, but when our divine masculine is in our face, how are we actually handling it? Right? Can we handle it with discernment, or are we getting overly emotional? Are we letting our fear and our trust issues take over? Are we going back into obsessive or worry mode? These kind of things. And what is actually being triggered, right? I mean, there's no denying that there's chemistry and true love, but until these family issues get properly dealt with, um, I feel like that's what's really holding up the relationship actually having a chance, like, to become more stable, more grounded, and having like a continual evolution when it comes to both of you being able to work together and having like a more solid commitment with each other. Okay. So, um, I feel like you just kind of need to. Another thing is, even though you're having a ton of fun, okay, I want you, yes, we should be having fun, but I want you to ask yourself, like, really ask yourself, okay, are you having so much fun that you feel like you're slightly distracting yourself from things that need to be focused on in the present? Because I feel like before things started becoming really fun, you were either living in the past or thinking too much about the future. And having all this fun might have brought you more to the present moment, but I feel like it's distracting you from the things that are needing to be addressed. Okay. So, yes, being more present in the moment, but look at what's right in front of you. Don't go, having so much to do and so much to see and so in every present moment that you're not taking time this from the external sources. You're not looking at what you're on inside. Okay.
Yes.
Same. Also, okay, so getting to your spread, you really need to be paying very close attention to your emotions, and that's why I feel like there's a slight distraction going on. And if you just slow it down a bit and spend a little bit more quiet time with self, I think you're really going to feel some emotions start to come up that really need to be addressed, especially when it comes to your divine masculine and the family issues that need to be addressed, because there are things that are wanting to come to the surface, but I feel like you're kind of keeping so busy, which is very easy around the holiday times, that you're not really allowing them room to come up either. Okay. Because there's a lot going on here.
Yes.
On the top row, and I'm just going to kind of go with the messages that I'm seeing instead of calling out all the cards. Okay. I feel like you need to be more vigilant and protective when it comes to, um, you know, sneaky behavior. Okay. Now, whether this is you or someone else, um, remember that, like, if you are having to lie, cheat, steal energy, whatever the case may be, and this could be a part of the distraction. Maybe there's someone in your life that, you're having a good time with, blah, blah, blah. But you are kind of feeling stagnant and low, and this person's giving you that boost. But is this person or situation necessarily in alignment and, being honest? Like, I feel like there's a dishonesty going on, okay? And you need to be vigilant about protecting your family tree, your root system, your tree of life, okay?
Yes.
If the change is unavoidable, we have the Two of Cups, the Tower reversed, and love yourself first. And this is where I feel like the distraction's coming in. Because, yes, change is unavoidable. You can't stop evolution. You can't stop change, especially when it comes to these divine connections and people that are brought into your life for whatever reason. But I feel like there's, trying to avoid disaster. And it's like there's something that, again, this distraction is keeping you from really looking at yourself. It, I feel like there's some things that you're looking for outside of self, because again, I'm paying attention to 3D, right? So I feel like there is someone that you have a very strong connection with, and it could be, your DM, because we do have the Two of Cups and the Four of Wands here too. But like, if you're trying if you're distracting yourself so much with having a good time, but you're not focusing on the aspects of healing that need to happen within the dynamic of the twin journey, which all leads back to self-love, then are you really a master? Are you dealing with parts of your foundation that are unstable and need to be cleaned up? Because we have love without condition. Well, who do we need to love first without condition, right? And if you're not taking that time to look at yourself and to clean up these areas of life that are still built on a foundation, going back to the family issues, right? Then you're not going to have that solid foundation for you and your union. With the King of Cups being there, you want someone that's emotionally stable and aware of their emotions, and can make that effort. But again, we have make the effort, children, and let your friends help you. So I feel like you're just wanting something that feels free and lighthearted, and that's probably what you're getting at right now. But I don't necessarily feel like it's from the person you want it to be from, right? So again, another distraction. But that inner child, especially on your divine masculine side, is calling out for help. And if your inner child needs that work too, which more than likely does, if it's part of the process, let your friends help you. So whether you need my help to go into regression and love on your inner child, or listen, you're doing this work too, go love on your inner child. Love on that little Christina. You know what I'm saying? And like, just go into that place of really loving self so fucking hard that no matter what distraction comes into your life, you know you got you first, right? Because you're so connected to self and source, like nothing else is going to touch the process or disrupt the process, should I say. Okay. Now, trust and magic, we have the Ace of Pentacles, which means there's a brand new beginning coming in here, and you need to trust the signs and synchronicities that all this is lining up, okay? Forgiving and learning, again, trust the process and the signs that are coming up about what you need to forgive and what you need to heal, okay? Because they're telling you it is safe for you to love. It's definitely safe for you to love yourself first, and it's definitely safe for you to allow someone to show up properly for you, right? But you got to show up properly for self first. And that's holding your head high, feeling confident, willing to start a whole new chapter and go for your 10 of Pentacles. But first, you got to create that solid foundation for yourself. Because right in the middle of your spread, you have Honor Gaia, Transformation. We got a fucking phoenix here with the ancient oak pouring wisdom right down your path, showing you that you were born to create with the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles creates like everything he touches turns into gold. It's fucking magic, can do whatever he wants, whatever he puts his mind to, he makes it happen, right? That's the masculine in you that is wanting to create.
Yes, girl.
What do you want to create?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
What do you create? What is in spirit asking you to step up for? And embrace spirit is here. So they're telling you, embrace us. Listen to us. Trust our signs. Trust our synchronicities. Trust our messages, because we're showing them to you. But first, you got to listen, and you got to be able to look at the signs and the synchronicities that are being placed in your lap, because there are offers for you to free yourself and any financial burdens, okay? So if you were worried about money, or how do I step into mission and make money, listen, it takes effort, it takes due diligence, it takes confidence,
Yes, girl.
it takes practice, and it takes being fluid with the process. As you move into purpose, it's going to shift. It's going to change, just like everything else. And you can ask all three of us, because all of us have adapted to our channels. Okay? We have all adapted to our own mission. Does that mean you need to start your own YouTube channel? Maybe not. Everyone has a different way of showing up with their light working abilities. If you are a twin, you have a way bigger purpose than just any old soulmate on this planet, right?
Yes.
Spirit is asking you to shut the fuck up, right? So heed their messages. Listen to what they're trying to tell you to manifest. Don't be upset about your masculine not putting in the effort right now, okay? Because in reality, you need to be looking at what areas of your life you are not putting the effort yourself. And then be patient with the process, because you already know you have met the romantic partner you seek, but you have to be patient with this process. I feel like, this is more about learning to trust your abilities and celebrate your abilities, and being able to make a clear decision instead of juggling back and forth. I am a light worker, but I'm also just Christina. You are not just Christina. You were fucking Christina G. Okay? You were a badass bitch. You got everything that you need to do whatever spirit is asking you to do. You will show up, you will step up, and you have all the fucking tools and the knowledge within your soul asking you to step up into your purpose. Okay? Like you, it comes to the point where we either accept our place or we fall back into our old patterns, right? And sometimes we teeter totter. But once you make that clear decision, you will go above and beyond anything that you thought was capable for your life. And I'm pretty sure all of us can confirm that, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And no, literally, this card says, Christina, the original light workers, longing and belonging to home and unconditional love. And like, I think you might be lying to yourself if you're telling yourself that you're happy doing and showing up for yourself the way that you are. And I think you might be a little defensive when it comes to the change, okay? But you are an original light worker, you know? So if there's this piece that always feels like it's missing, even when you're having fun, you know, I think Jessica has really hit home on a lot of the energies that are coming through for you. But there's also this energy right now, Christina, that if you just do it, if you just set that focus, fine tune your vibration, oh God, there's so much success and abundance to be had. And there are so many people that are wanting to come in and show up for you.
And listen, there's a ton of potential there. With the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles, that you were born to create, you have to break outside the shell, girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your light is breaking free, and it is time for you to accept your rightful place as that original light worker. Okay.
This feels like the sum of the energy that's coming through. It's just like a part is on the surface and tucked away and, you know, probably not as happy, still connected, right? And then there's a part that's deep in the water and deep into purpose, deep into knowing, and then there's spirit just offering and putting everything on the table. And it's right in front of you and you're already doing it. You are who you are. That doesn't change. You are a light worker. You are light working regardless of whether you accept it or not, right? But if we embrace these things, if we embrace who we are and our purpose and our mission, there is so much success and strength to be had, right? And one thing I keep hearing is they're inviting you not to resist the change anymore, that there's a tower that you've kind of been holding up for a long time, right? But there's a new love, a new reality that wants to come in. And I'm also getting this third party energy. So, and I'm really honestly, that third party energy is really just not being willing to face the emotional aspect of it, is how it feels to me. And kind of just like, and honestly, you might suffer from like really feeling drained sometimes if you're around a lot of people, but it's because there's a lot of plugs into your energy. So like you can just imagine, you know, you and your grid, and there's so many plugs in that grid, right? Just and it's just kind of like just running yourself dry. But it's not even that. Well, there is, like with the third party energy, there is this codependency or attachment to distraction, right? And there is kind of a lot of energy and momentum built into giving in the wrong places. but also instead of looking at that in a way that is limiting, look at it in a way that, wow, if I can have all of this energy attached to me and still have fun and still find my light, still shine my light, if I can hold this fucking tower up because I am so fucking strong, right? If I can manifest all these little things all at the same time, just think how empowering it would be if you just fine tune that focus to attract what it is. Open your heart chakra. And that's what I'm getting to is a lot of heart chakra healing, a lot of finally letting go of the blocks that are within your heart chakra so that you can truly manifest. So the main lesson that you are being taught right now is to not be resistant to your emotions, because your emotions are what create your life. So the main lesson is that they're trying to teach you is to tap into your emotions, to trust. That's it, to trust your emotions and what you are feeling so that you can become the master manifester that you already are, because you're already doing it. You just can't see it as much because it's everywhere. It's in so many little pieces, right? But you're definitely integrating the divine feminine with divine masculine energy, okay? Change is coming, change has happened. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. And I did want to read this one card. And Jessica, you weren't quite finished, were you?
They have me pulling more messages, but
Okay.
they're having me organize.
I didn't think you were quite finished, but this one's really short. So, Song of the Wild. It's funny, without you even saying anything, I heard and like felt like take it over for a second. It was kind of funny. Anyways, so Song of the Wild. New horizons await you. You're ready to savor the wonders of the world. Take some risk. And I'm pretty sure I saw that you were a Scorpio and Libra. Girl, take some risk and let the motherfucking tower fall. Be a badass and a warrior, the warrior of light that you are, and go into those parts of yourself that you've been running away from for so fucking long. Your purpose that you've been running away from for so fucking long because you're afraid of what might be there, but oh, what is there is so fucking beautiful. Answer the call of the wild. Step out of your comfort zone. So that protective layer, Scorpio, that's where that, remember I was talking about the shadow aspect here? You are tapping into the shadow aspect of the Scorpio. And even though that can sound like a bad thing, really everything happens for a reason. It's happening for us. It's teaching you what energy is the shadow side, what energy isn't serving you. It is getting you out of your comfort zone because you've built up this protective layer that served you for so fucking long, because it did keep you protected and safe around people that you may not have been protected and safe around if you were as open like the universe is calling you to be now, as vulnerable as the universe is calling you to be now. It is safe for you to love. It is safe for you to feel. Whatever in your childhood happened to you that made you feel like feeling wasn't a good thing, or afraid to feel, afraid to be, afraid to look at yourself, it's all time for that to come together, okay? And it's time to release that protective layer that you've built and step out of the shadow side of Scorpio and step into the badass warrior that you are, okay? The light worker that you are. So live passionately. Take steps in the direction of freedom. Set yourself free. Expand beyond your limitations and boundaries. Maybe it's time to take a journey or to do something new and exciting. Your native spirit wants you to know you are entering a period of expansion and going beyond your self-imposed limitations. So they're asking you to reconsider how you are showing up, how you are doing things, how you deal with emotions, how you express your emotions, right? They're asking you to reevaluate the expression of who you are, because the way that you grew up expressing yourself, that story of how you should express yourself, it doesn't serve you anymore. It's actually limiting you. It's draining your energy. So that third party energy may not be other people. literally draining your energy, but it is that your energy is being drained, okay? Because of the self-imposed limitations. Get out of your comfort zone, right? Even if you hesitate, this is the time to try something new and to do things in a different way. You might even visit far-off lands or wild natural places. Adventure often entails risk, but without it, life can become lackluster and stagnant. There is a vast, new, and wondrous vista just around the corner, but you'll never see it if you don't venture out. Take some classes that get you out of your comfort zone. Try new styles. That's that divine masculine energy. So even if we can't, it's like a fast track to manifesting what we want. Even if we can't take the action of manifesting it from our thoughts and our feelings, which is how we manifest, we can fast track our manifestation by taking action in alignment with what we are trying to manifest. I hope that makes sense. But try new styles, do the same things that you've always done, but in a different way. Push beyond your boundaries, step out of character, spend time in the wilderness. So if you experience depression in your life, Christina, it is your body sending you signs, the universe sending you signs, God sending you signs. It is the universe being compassionate and making you so uncomfortable in the character, the avatar that you've created of who you are. And it's the universe being love and pushing you to show up in a different way, to show up and remember who you are, okay? To take the risk, take the leap of faith, and it's all going to be so worth it. Are you ready to go again, Jess?
Girl, can I just say, awesome.
Thanks, Daddy. Dude, that's how I felt
fucking killing it
earlier. Thank you, babe. That's how I felt when y'all were reading for Lou. I was like, God damn. They have read every card on my table. I can't say shit. What I got? What do I got? But I love it, though, because it's such a good confirmation at the same time.
It is. They had some of the, what I guess I'm going to call the soul to soul deck. The channeled messages, right? And it's so funny because I've been getting this a lot from the divine masculines where, you know, what they are afraid to say in the 3D, they've been coming through these channeled messages, but they're so organized and detailed because they want to make sure that the message is getting across correctly, right? They don't want the message to be misinterpreted. So they had me lay out all these cards and reorganize them until it all made sense, and now it makes this perfect picture.
That's cute.
So it's fucking wild, okay? So first message is you have inspired him to get closer to God, and Spirit is pushing him to take the next step to finally accept God into his life. Okay. Like really accept God. You know, a lot of us have, you know, some sort of belief system, or we're really not sure what we believe in, but we know there's a higher power, whatever the case may be. I'm not really sure what his belief systems are, but it's like that moment where we truly connect on an intimate level with our Creator. That's what you're inspiring him to do. That's what this connection is inspiring him to do, okay? I've never met anyone like you. The way you present yourself is captivating, and I want more. God knew what he was doing when he created you. And this is another reason why this connection is, you know, causing him to get deeper with God, with Creator, because he doesn't understand why your energy and your presence, whether you are physically or energetically there, which I'll get to that in a second. But, no matter what, it just takes his breath away. Like, you just always seem to be there. And so now he's asking questions. Well, no matter how much I try to ignore or I try to distract, like, why is she always there? Right? So now he's having to lean more on his faith and his belief systems in order to gain those answers. He does not want to rush this process. So right now he needs to take a step back so he can catch his breath. You both have a lot to learn, so please don't worry about him and live your life. That's his message, okay? But I want you to understand that if you are having any dreams about him, he is visiting you in your dreams. Because at first, this other card came out, and I was like, I don't feel like you've met up in person, and then all of a sudden this I've been visiting you in your dreams, and this is why he had me lay all these out in a specific order. So I've been visiting you in your dreams. It was so nice seeing you. It reminded me of the connection we have. It scares me because my heart feels like it's going to leap out of my chest. How do you always have this effect on me? So, even if you're not meeting in the physical, in the astral, you are. And it's constantly reminding him, like I said, you're there. Like, no matter what, you're there. He also doesn't feel like you're really going to forgive him for everything that he's done within the transition of this relationship and this connection. So, it's easier for him to kind of avoid it right now so he can process what he needs to address within himself and why he's reacting in this way. But he does see you as the overall catch coming through as the Queen of Pentacles, man. Like, you are the perfect reflection, and in this deck, I mean, like, she's looking at herself in the pinnacle. She loves what she sees, and this is why you need to love yourself first, right? You need to love every aspect of your being, and when you look at yourself, you need to be like, damn, that's fucking me. You know what I'm saying? Be proud. Be fucking proud of who you are, okay? With the Two of Cups, the Tower, and all of these cards came out in your spread. Two of Cups, the Tower, the Ten of Wands, Three of Cups, High Priestess, and the Two of Pentacles again. So what this tells me is, again, there are certain aspects of the connection on a 3D level that are still built on a faulty foundation or unhealthy belief systems. Okay, so again, go back to those stones. The baggage that you are carrying from your past, any beliefs about yourself, beliefs about him, beliefs about this journey, a love, connection, all of these things need to be genuinely processed and handled with care so that you can start a new journey in a new passionate direction where you can celebrate, love, and honor your gifts so that you can make like a clear decision, okay? Especially with the Two of Pentacles. It's like being able to weigh the odds with discernment because you're now tapped into your gifts. You trust your gifts and you honor those gifts. Again, trusting in the magic. You trust the signs and synchronicities. You know that you can say, take your time, process, be in that moment of receiving. And then when Spirit says, move, act, you do it, right? And you listen to what they're telling you so that you can make the most out of this journey. That's what I got for you.
Yes. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I had to stand up out that seat. I think I'm getting old or something. I don't know.
Well, I think
I gotta do my stretches.
Well, it's weird though. It never bothered me as much when I didn't have anything else. You know what I mean?
but now you got it all.
But now that I know what it's like to not sit in this seat, oh my god, the struggle. Okay. Christina, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Oh, I love how spirit just comes the fuck through on these messages. I mean, to be honest, y'all, there is nothing else on YouTube that you can get what you receive when we fucking come together to show up for you guys. And I honor ourselves and each other for fucking showing up the way we do, because the messages that come through, y'all, we can't make this shit up. And not to mention, it's three of us. Three different readers, three different perspectives, tapping into the same energy, and we all get the same messages, but we also, you know, we get the same messages as a great confirmation, but we also get so much more, and it's amazing. It's amazing what happens when we come together and do these messages. Tanya, oh my god, actually fucking made it, and we're about to get off. Oh shit. You made it. You know what Danny calls her? Tanja. And I'm like, baby.
I just call that behind her back. I wouldn't
really think her name is Tanja.
I wouldn't call that to your face, Tanya.
He was so serious talking about her the other night. He said Tanja like 3 times, and I was finally like, babe, her name is Tanya. Like,
it just drives her nuts. Whoa. I told you what her name was first. Oh, it's good to have you here, though, love. Good to have you here. All the way live from Holland, dude. It's like 5 a.m. there.
Nice. Christina G and Lou, thank y'all so much for purchasing readings tonight. It was a slow night, but we got to take our time and fucking go all the way in. Sometimes we have nights where it's a lot of readings. Sometimes we have night where it's 2 and the energy is just pure and perfect in both ways. They're amazing in their own ways. It's 2 completely different experiences, but they're perfect just the way they are. And I know that these messages added so much value to you guys. It activated you guys. It activates us. Our intention is always to guide you back to the unconditional love that you are so fucking worthy of, to add abundance in your lives, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. And to give you a message of healing love, the utmost clarity. Jessica and Danny, thank you guys for joining me on my channel.
That's what I do.
I have missed you guys. This was fun. It was a nice little easy night back, right?
Absolutely. I think the next Friday that we do Trifecta, if all that agrees, will be the 3rd of January, the new year.
Cool.
You guys are all up for
what
it?
What energy is going to be like in January?
I will let you know, because right around that time we'll be in the transition, and I don't know if we'll have internet up.
All right, so stay tuned. Stay tuned. We'll let you know for sure. Awesome.
All right, and for any of you that want to know the services that we all offer different services. You can check any of our videos in the description box besides this one, the Trifecta reading. But if you go to Jessica's page, Whispers of Grace Healing, she has all of her information in the description box. Danny has all his in his box, and I offer personal readings now, as well as coaching sessions and a meditative session for energy clearing, clearing energy blocks. We all offer, like, you put us together and there's literally probably nothing. There's nothing that we don't offer all together. Like, we can fucking talk to your past loved ones, your spirit guides, your twin flame, your soulmate, your dog. I mean, you name it, we can probably do it. Like, no bullshit, y'all. But I love you guys. And would y'all like to add anything else before we head out?
I'm good.
Thank you everyone in the chat.
Yeah, thank you all for up tonight, and thank you for trusting us with these
Yes.
messages, because I know it's not easy hearing some of this stuff, but I know that all of you know at your deepest core that these are true fucking messages, and we only say what is for the highest good from the bottom of our hearts, because we want to see y'all excel and do the best that you can, and we love you all so much, and we wish you the best of luck. And don't be shy, guys. Like, y'all know we are here for you always, so don't be afraid to reach out, even if you don't or can't purchase a personal reading, but you want to connect with us. Please email us, reach out. Like, that is what this community is here for, and each individual has a specific role in this community. So thank you for being a part of it, for sure.
All right, with that being said, you guys, we fucked it all the way up tonight, sending you all nothing but unconditional love. When in doubt, unconditionally fuck it. And with that being said, I love you guys so much. Y'all be sure to hit the like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe with the notification bell so you know every time I upload. Sending you all nothing but love. Empress of Duality out.
Good night, y'all.